Infamous Hector specifically. I was talking to Newbie. They were of the opinion that he's the best carry here. They say he's their inspiration. And I gotta say, the man is playing with some serious confidence.
He is insanely talented. We see it. Everyone always talks about him, like this core duo. And on the same team, right? You have the Schofield Stinger that a lot of people don't know much about. And they're looking good, right? They've got the assassins. It feels like they're the only one really playing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you think we're going to see from this game?
Hard to say. I think EG sort of rediscovered their identity. I actually had breakfast with Phil, and he flamed their first draft,
Yeah.
much like we did, of the tournament. That is the one that we honestly aren't going to go into it. It made Fnatic look like a great team. And then Fnatic, of course, sort of dropping the ball on day two. So it's tough for me. I don't know how you'd prepare for a team like Infamous because on one hand, you are the more experienced team, so you got to figure that EG is going to stress having the late game advantage, so that they don't need to play on a clock. But when you're playing against a team as aggressive as Infamous, I don't want them to be too passive. I don't want to see any RTZ Animages, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like when EG was at its prime throughout the course of this year, they were like just picking Arc Ward and Terrorblade every single game, and it's funny because Infamous is kind of in that spot now where they just pick a Midas Radiance phase boot carrier for Hector every single game, and we saw yesterday 930 GPM on a Wraith King.
Yep.
And like the net worths were like Wraith King at the very top, and then there's like 3 heroes on the other team, and then the rest of his team. And it's like, it doesn't matter because the Wraith King was doubling the net worth of the second place in the game.
Yeah, and I was talking with Jack about this too because he's doing these things that other carries. It's something that in the past we would have laughed at, right? But nowadays, with everyone trying to be hyper efficient, you always got to question whether or not this is the proper way to do it because Hector will literally farm an entire jungle
And
then TP the closest tower so that he gets the maximum number of creeps in that lane. And then he goes back to the same jungle.
Yep.
So it's greedy, obviously, but I think it's worth if you consider that if his hero isn't mana intensive, TPs are only 50 gold.
Yeah.
So if you're not looking to get involved anyway, that pays for itself in, 1 creep when you consider the experience bonus as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. And he's literally a race against the clock for his team, right? Like, his team's job is to run around as 4. Like, they are kind of doing this 4 protect 1, but it's like run around as 4 while Hector does the sweep the map of farm. And, like, his whole point is to accelerate his timing such that the rest of his team basically has to... it's really hard to concentrate with all these voice line spams. For the rest of his team doesn't have to run around fighting without him for nearly as long.
You're an only child, aren't you?
I have a sister.
That doesn't count. She was probably quiet and stayed in the room. I have 4 little brothers, all right? What's it called? I think it's, there's like a meme about it. It's like auditory cancellation or something.
ASMR?
No.
Oh, okay. Love me some ASMR.
Dude, you should do an ASMR stream. That'd be amazing.
I could not. I just couldn't. I would start doing it for 20 minutes, and I'd be like, what am I doing with my life? What is happening here?
I'd have a hard time taking myself seriously if I tried to do that.
And now, guess what we do? We have Infamous. They do take that next assassin. I haven't really seen other teams really picking this. And then on the other side, you did give away that Chen, which we've seen be pretty successful this tournament.
And Chen Earth Spirit. This, to me, going back all the way to the Misery days, was the one. Those days weren't so great for EG, but this was their opener. Like, if they could get it, they'd pick it every game available, and they'd look like a Tier 1 team. I don't think anything's changed now that it's Tal and Crit on the support duo, and an immediate Kunkka. Interesting choice. One of the better Chen counters, because your early game, it's all about defending the towers, right? And Kunkka, probably one of the best heroes at doing that between that 8 to 15 minute mark.
Is this 100% a Kunkka mid?
No.
Oops, sorry about this, everyone. I forgot to do this. I apologize.
Unbelievable.
So, have they ran it themselves? I think we've seen safe lane Kunkka, I think by Ramses?
Yes, it was. That was, I believe, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And Zai's played it off lane. Not at this tournament, but in the past.
Okay. Because it's funny that if you pick it this early, it has to potentially go somewhere else than mid, right? Doesn't mean it's not going mid.
Yeah.
But I like the Timbersaw ban immediately.
I like also, we didn't mention the first 3 bans for either side, but I really like what EG did. We discussed it yesterday, but Enchantress, a must ban against Infamous in our estimation. And I think Alk is one of those heroes that if you're coming in and you feel like you're the better team, you got to get rid of the Alchemist because it's so good at punishing just like one missed rotation. In fact, you don't even have to like necessarily make a mistake. But every minute that goes by, Alk's getting more gold than your most farmed hero is. So it's very easy to fall behind quick.
So do you like these early like middle quote carry picks and like the Kunga, right? Because you know the two supports are going to be Chen or Spear. Why do you take a core here? Just because it's good versus that Chen, like you said, or is there really any other reason they don't just?
I think
take
it's
a support?
great with Nyx as well because you have an easy. I always like just having a stun when I have a Kunkka as a core, because you just X. It's a difficult. It's similar to Well, it's really just Nyx, 'cause like you can X into the stun, X torrent into stun, and it helps you capitalize on a map control advantage. Because if you're able to like open, it just makes sense. Also, selective hearing. That's what the term is.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Sort of like how most of our viewers just tune out everything that I'm saying all
What?
the time. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Wow. I actually had to be like, wait, what? So I just want to note that they haven't banned any of the Phase Midas Radiance heroes.
true.
The Lifestealer, the Wraith King, most notable, I'd say.
Well, the
And-
Alchemist is gone.
Well, I mean, the Alchemist is gone, but that's like banned almost every game in this tournament.
Mm.
And I feel like those two heroes aren't bad against what EG has. So we talked about it yesterday, like whether or not you attack the group of 4 that's making space for Hector, or if you attack Hector. So if they're gonna not necessarily counter his heroes in game,
Yep.
Did you think they're setting up for like a Chen aggro lane here?
Maybe, but either way, I like this combo because if you're going to address like this hero that wants to, this player that wants to be passive and focus on his game solely, you pick heroes that abuse map movement and acquire map control. Chen ES are perfect for this, especially when you consider they're some of EG's best heroes, and there you go.
They steal it away.
And they ban
Indeed.
the Razor and the Slark. I like that setup. I think this is a really well set up third pick Lifestealer.
I agree.
You don't necessarily want to go Radiance because you're against Nyx, but I've seen that like not stop people before.
I think when you're playing against Kunkka and Nyx, it's a much better game to go for that the Matumba Man build. Also, we were discussing this. I'm not certain 100%, but I believe that the heart bonus on Lifestealer.
It does.
It
Fog
does,
tested
yeah.
it this morning.
Okay, I was hoping you had. It gives bonus regen to both Feast and your open wounds.
Yes.
And that's why we've been seeing a lot of Lifestealers like third, fourth item that, because you actually just start hitting people and you're stealing
heal.
like 6 or 7% of their max HP. Like, that's absurd.
Yeah, it's 50%, which is like it's like an extra 3 levels of Feast, which is nuts. And it's something where I saw that change when they made that change to Heart, and I feel like just like everyone else, I kind of just looked at it and go like, eh.
Yeah.
And suddenly people are realizing Alchemist, you have Lifestealer, like these heroes that have innate abilities that give regen.
Yeah.
It's like Alchemist suddenly gets an extra 50 HP regen on his ultimate. Like, that's just stupid.
And Spirit Vessel's been nerfed
Yeah.
for like 4 patches in a row. And sure, teams still have to pick it up in those scenarios, but it's just less effective.
Yeah. It's funny how, like, a little change like that, it now makes it really good on heroes that make use of that change. And before, the item was pretty much ignored, I'd say, for 3 or 4 patches in a row. And they do have the break mechanic from the Nyx. I just want to say that up front because you do have a way to kill this Tide if he's just farming. But once they're in 5-man fights, as of now, this Tide looks pretty potent as a hero to just walk in.
I would say, though, it felt like EG on the first day, they were picking Tide like first every game, and they were losing a lot. And yesterday they kind of went a little bit away. I know they picked Tide in one of the games versus Vici and won, but do you guys like this hero? Is it like...
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
I think that, especially when you consider how important team fight is in the meta, how important damage reduction is. Like Tide, when you go the Gush talent, or you get a medallion, perhaps, like you're not just minus armor, but you have so much innate survivability. Your Anchor Smash is crazy good against melee carries.
Which they have
and
2
you
of now.
AoE team fight. Like it's
Slardar is a little different because the Anchor Smash doesn't reduce the bash. So
true.
In the laning stage, I feel like if they're able to set up a favorable lane matchup for this Slardar, I think Slardar here is a really good pick. It pretty much owns everything but Shen.
I actually think it's very good against Chen.
You think so?
Because, well, in the early game it can be tough, but it's difficult to roam onto a Slardar as a Chen, and you kill him. Like, he's a low armor hero. In addition, the stun it's just very annoying to get good positioning on creeps. Plus, what was the other? There's one more. I don't know. You're just like this Blink Initiator. No, you know what it was? Okay, I remember. It's not really a thing anymore, but it used to be one of those ways you could deal with ancient creeps. So like you're playing against Lifestealer Chen back
Oh, you
then.
actually just
Those were
amp
more
them?
annoying, and so you actually had a method of dealing with them.
So I feel like this tide also kind of like denied the Wraith King once and for all. Like Lifestealer's pretty good against Wraith King, but I just mentioned Wraith King obviously because Hector has had a pretty limited hero pool. He's kind of just a he's a specialist, you know.
He is. He's a hero spammer.
I really like
he
the
is.
morph ban from EG because that's. I think Slardar means ranged carry. I always feel like it's a better suited
So you're
style of play.
So you're sure this isn't a Slardar carry? Do you think there's
Ooh,
any
that's a good
chance of
point.
that or no?
I'm pretty sure it's off lane.
I assume it is. I just didn't know if there was like versus Lifestealer Tide. Maybe you want farm quicker
In
or
North
something?
America and South America, I have seen mid Slardars in good matchups. It actually is pretty scary. It doesn't have the same like chase potential, but like if they pick a hero that Slardar wants to lane mid against,
And
you can absolutely put it mid.
Kunkka Slardar is way better as a combo now because you can have the
cleave.
Slardar initiate, and the cleave from wherever will do physical damage that's incredibly amplified.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. It used to be I would never want to pick those two heroes in conjunction because the Kunkka wouldn't actually be using it because the splash is pure damage, whereas nowadays it's actually insane synergy.
When you said conjunction, all I could think of was Schoolhouse
Conjunction,
Rock.
junction,
Yeah, that's
what's
literally.
your
I just started singing it in my head.
Mixing up words. It's dude, Schoolhouse Rock.
It taught us everything we
It
need
really
to know.
did.
That's why
I'm
we're
just a
well-rounded in
bill.
our.
I mean, I still don't know what an
education.
adverb is, but that's
Adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. That's easy.
okay. Overall pick. If you didn't know, by the way, the coin flip Infamous won it. They chose first pick, and then
Really?
Evil Geniuses chose Dire. Yes.
That's
a Huskar.
Ooh.
Have we seen this hero?
What are
yet?
the lanes
We
you have?
haven't, at least.
What are the lanes yet?
What
like,
do you mean?
Like, is this a mid Huskar?
It could be whatever you want, man.
Is there what kind of if it is a mid Huskar? Is there like a super counter to that hero?
It
I
is
mean,
it's not gonna go mid, guys.
No?
It's a Tide. Like, how does Tide lane against Huskar? It's
Uh,
been like it's like one of the hardest lane counters to the hero. However, you do have the ability to play aggressive with Chen ES, but it means that you have to if you're EG. You've got to play around the gush and heavy rotations. Because if you leave S4 on an island, he's just gonna get obliterated.
suddenly have these like weird situation where if you like pressure the Huskar, then Slardar's in a 1v1, which is always going to be good for him in this specific game. He's against like two melee side laners, so like. Yeah, I think what you're saying, I don't think they have enough resources necessarily to pressure this Huskar in a good way. So I feel like for a while Huskar was a lane-winning, game-losing hero, and I don't know.
I think it's the reverse now.
You think it's the reverse?
Yeah, I do. I just think Huskar's a beast.
Okay.
Like this, especially if you look at the EG lineup right now, they don't have too much burst damage, and I think that's a lot of the times the
problem.
answer to Huskar. And they also have significantly low lockdown. Like a BKB Halberd Huskar is going to be a huge problem for EG. Plus, we just talked about Heart and how it increases heroes that have high base regen
Yep.
scaling ability. Huskar, psh,
One of the
come on.
highest.
And
Oh,
that-
is that a
It
middle
is.
AA?
Hell yeah.
Yes, it is.
I love it.
Did I like they both just pull out kind of the cheesy picks, right? You have a Huskar on one side and a AA middle on the other.
And I love that EG's lineup like allows for this, right? Because we almost should have seen it coming because it just complements this the initial four heroes so well. And I actually like AA more as a core than a support nowadays because I think once you get levels, your level 10 talent, like 90 GPM or I think 10% spell amp, either one is fantastic, and you get it by like 11 minutes.
I'm curious, is AA not just susceptible to dying a lot in
Oh,
this
yeah.
game, like to a Slardar and stuff? Like, once you get on top of this hero, doesn't it just die? I guess you have a 4-staff or something, maybe. I don't know, but
EG's lineup is definitely a bit squishy, and I think Arteezy cannot go Radiance this game, right? Like he has to be going right click. There's no other build. So it's like the armlet timing. I guess it's interesting because AA though, because you're a core, you're gonna have items, and you're gonna have the force. He'll be able to buy like a medallion of Yols. Like I think you'll be able to keep yourself alive, without too much difficulty.
So the question is Huskar going to go Radiance this game, Kyle?
No.
Okay.
what do you think he's going to go? I
Probably
actually don't
just-
really know what much Huskars
me
go.
neither.
Do you still do armlets and stuff, or
I
not really?
Usually you armlet.
still do? Okay.
The AA used to like
Yeah.
you'd question whether or not it
Yeah.
deters you. I think one item he 100% needs is Hurricane Pike, because you're against one right clicker and you're against AA, and like really the only way to break it is like to dodge the AA ult is
Yeah.
to have
See,
a
I,
force staff.
For
I
yourself
think
especially,
that's
yeah.
a BSJ item choice. He's like, what I would say is someone needs to buy a Force Staff for my Huskar so that he can buy items that win the game.
Well, I think it's armlet, halberd,
You don't trust your
hurricane
teammates.
pike. I'm saying like you want that third item. Like it's not
No,
a bad
that's
item.
BKB third item. You crazy?
BKB.
What? Look at the draft. You don't have magic resist on your E anymore.
You know, maybe we'll see.
This guy's crazy.
We will indeed see Schofield on this Knicks. 15-5 in the last 20 matches. That's pretty good, I'd say. What's the percentage on that? Do you guys know?
What is it?
15-5 in your last 20 games.
75%.
You got it.
Good a wake up call here.
Yeah, it was. I was just making sure, you know. I didn't need actually help, but we get right into this game, and it will be Infamous on the Radiant going up against the dire side of EG.
Who are we favoring here? Because I kind of like Infamous's lineup if they don't get wrecked by EG's rotations early game.
Yeah. It feels like both teams want to play reasonably quick, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have a tied Chen, Earthspear. You just want to be getting, and on the other side, Kunkka loves fighting, right? He's got very low cooldowns for a hero like him.
Yeah.
He's going to try to get that. Not sure where he's going. Kunkka just has that middle ward. We've already got one down from dire side. And Sumail, it's been a while since we've seen this middle AA.
I think if you're an EG fan, you should always feel confident, no matter what roles they are with the AA Earth Spirit. This has been one of their highest win rate duos throughout history. Used to be the 4-5 quite often when PPD Misery was still in the squad. And just tons of natural synergy, especially when the AA is core, because Earth Spirit does the most magic damage of any 4, like that rotates like he does.
We got 2 quick wards from EG. You don't see this that often, right? Getting 2 wards down extremely quick.
I like the top ward because at the rune you're going to see 100% like who is there.
lanes,
Yeah, they don't know what's going on. You see they're clearly hiding Tide. Both teams are concealing where their cores are going to be. And like we said, Kunkka could have been side lane. And at this point, the Huskar obviously not going to go mid against the AA. That's not like a good matchup. And they're going to aggro tri-lane, and that puts Slardar in a 1v1, which I think Slardar always wins, melee 1v1s.
Well, here we go. Stun's going to go out. Schofield will whip it, though. There's going to be a roll. He will hit someone, but it looks like they wanted to get Schofield. Instead, they'll turn it around, crit, taking some damage. Don't think we'll see a kill here, but we're going to see a lot of harass. Arteezy actually continuing to chase.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this top 1v1 goes.
Oh, it looks like we are already swapping some things up, but they have the ward here, so they know Arteezy did head this way.
Yep. And this is...
and already, look at, they're rotating too. So Infamous with those wards. Sorry, they know.
I almost always favor the team with Chen when you're doing these lane rotations.
Look at, they are just going back and forth between each other here.
Yeah, he just recalled the Tide bottom, so that's like really nice for you.
You don't need the
That's
teleports.
Chen, right?
You just keep Chen in the off lane.
And now, you know, Schofield and Crit are both like, man, I love games like these. We're the 4 position. We're already greedy. We just get a full level by ourselves. Make sure to get the range creep there. And that means the only lane we know about is going to be this Kunkka versus AA. And, I mean, who does this actually favor?
I actually like AA in this matchup.
Okay.
Because you're just really annoying. Chris, like, it's tough to trade against AA because you always threaten the cold feet. And especially with the threat of Earth Spirit or Chen, like, this is one of the best heroes to rotate for. Because it's just such an easy kill.
Yeah. That means bottom lane. It will be this Chen as well as this Tide Hunter. Grimstroke already level 2. Get her on 4, do some harass on the Chen as well as S4. And this Huskar seems like he's going to have a pretty free lane down here.
And I think if you look at the items he's got queued up, it might be the armlet, but definitely at least one bracer. I wouldn't mind just phase double bracer. I think that's probably the go-to here just because a little bit of magic resist, the max HP. And I can understand why you would refrain from going armlet against AA, but it's one of those things where you're kind of nerfing your own game just in case you get AA ulted, right? And in reality, that's going to be bad no matter what you build on Huskar.
I was going to say, you're pretty much ruined in fights if you get AA ulted anyway, so
exactly.
why make it even worse for yourself when you're not AA ulted? They are going to go on him bottom, though, with the Gush. He has no armor, negative armor at this point.
Yep. And that's how you've got to play this lane as the Tide. You don't want to be just sitting back, getting harassed. You go Gush. It's a crazy good level 1 spell, -4 armor, plus a ton of damage, and a 40% move slow for 4 seconds.
Was a regenerant picked up, but Chris Luck ends up chasing him down, so doesn't get much out of it. And Chris Luck, he's having a pretty good lane right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's a big creep wave obviously coming his way, though, on Sumail's side. Meanwhile, top, they're just fighting over these neutrals right now, and there's going to be a roll forward. It will actually end up hitting on Whisper. He will just get the stun off. There's going to be a boulder. Is this going to be the first blood on Whisper? He's trying to run away. He will just taunt on him and make it out of here.
What happened top that Whisper is behind so much to the lifestealer? Slardar should be pretty heavily favored. I guess he's just 1v2 in this lane?
What do you mean Slaughter's behind?
Slardar level 2 to the level 3 of Lifestealer.
It's 8-3 CS versus 9-2.
But I'm saying that, like, I
It's
feel
because
like,
look at how many creeps he's got coming towards him.
but he's already level 3.5 on Lifestealer.
Bottom lane, they're looking. Fly. Schofield's already roamed down as well. There's going to be a stun going out. This should be the first blood up on the Chen. Will it? He pops the fair fire. Sumail actually first blood's
Whoa,
Chris
mid.
Luck middle.
Yep, Earth Spirit
It
rotate.
was a roaming, yeah.
That's scary.
Apologies for that, but yeah, Sumail gets it. So, and you don't even, now that you're 5-died, you're like, usually it's bad giving up first blood, but you're like, well, I didn't actually give it up.
And the thing is, I love this AA pick. Not just because of the Huskar kind of, it literally is the perfect fit in the EG draft. And sure, if it weren't for Huskar, maybe you go Lina, but in this case, it's perfect. And once you hit 6, like, you can't lane mid anymore.
Yeah, and they're going to run down bottom. Arteezy is just going to run down. Stinger won't get the stun off right now. They are going to try to still bring him down. They're just running, and what a rotation. But Stinger will just run away. And Kyle.
Yes.
This lane, we're just rotating everything. There's a Tidehunter and a Lifestealer down here right now. What's going on?
I think they got to read that. Well, first off, Arteezy is a level ahead. And it just gets progressively more and more difficult for Tide to play in this lane.
Yeah.
However, it will nerf Arteezy's game, but you could argue that because Huskar is the sole win condition for Infamous, you slow him down, it's better for all involved.
I don't really feel like Lifestealer slows down Huskar. We'll kind of see. Like, maybe the open wounds kill potential is good enough. That may be what they have in mind, and that's exactly what they're doing.
And they get the roll on him as well with the open wounds, and Arteezy
it.
gets the last hit.
Yep, with the Chen, with the Earth Spirit, like, you have a lot of damage, and Huskar has problems dealing with this early.
My argument for it would be, you want your Chen Earth Spirit in enemy jungle. So you'd rather put Lifestealer there because it's easier to play around him and protect him. Whereas if he's safe lane, you're going to effectively leave him on an island, and if 2-3 heroes show up, well, he'll have to rotate bottom anyway.
You'd
Might
rather
as well
have the
do
Tide
it
on the island.
preemptively.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
So when do you start seeing we've seen a lot of rotations out of EG, not much out of Infamous yet. You need levels on this Nyx Assassin, right, before you can really do anything, or?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the problem, right? This hero, generally speaking, this early is pretty much one of the weakest supports in the game. You do have a smoke up to the top lane just to get the the bounty runes from the Grimstroke. Is he going to ward mid? That looks like his intent with the smoke.
Yeah, I love Chen against Nyx. That's like, if I see a Nyx, I'm always comfortable taking Chen because you know you're going to be able to have effectively the same impact.
There's going to be another roll in. They're going to look for Hector. Will they be able to find him again? He's going to pop the rage, just right-click. So much damage. Schofield, you're only level 3. He does have 10 stick charges. Will they dive him under this tower? I don't think they are that scared, and they will. There's even going to be a magic resist creep already here. He's going to go for the TP out. Do they have enough damage to get him? No. Schofield, nice TP.
They've got to rotate the Huskar out of here, man. Or at the very least, no, you just got to rotate him out. You cannot play against this tri-lane bottom. There's too much kill potential. And mid, you can't go either. There's an AA there.
And look at this. They're actually going to roll. Crit will end up missing, but he gets the cake. Here comes the AA ulti, and that's going to be a kill, it looks like. He is frozen into plays. Right clicks a flying. And Sumail gets the kill. Double Nolt Hellsman already picked up. And, dude, the cool 3-second. When you get level 7 on this hero, no one can go against you ever, right? Like, you just spam it out.
This game's pretty much all in the hands of Whisper, to be honest. Like, Kunga can make some rotations. Boat's still effective as an ability at this stage in the game, but, like, your Huskar is pretty much neutered for a long time because not only is he having a rough laning stage, but he's also against this mid-ancient apparition who is level 6 at 6 minutes into the game.
We got a TP coming. Kunka is level 6, so he does have some nukes. Fly will be torrented into the air. They want to get something, and it should be this Chen plus his creeps. Looks like it will be just right-click, gets the kill. A lot of damage being done to Stinger, though, with this Harpy Stormcraft. You got to be careful. He does a decent amount of damage.
I like that Chris Luck's the one rotating. He's got to get involved. We've seen him do this all tournament, but of all the games,
yeah, we are throwing the ulti out by AA as well. Here it comes. Is it going to be a 1-for-1? It sure is. Sumail gets the snipe, but Whisper does get the experience and the gold before he goes down. And now, this AA, you already feel him. He's ramping up.
Yep. And I love the itemization from Fly. He's just rushing the mech. Expect him to go for as many plus armor items as possible. Name of the game for EG is reduce physical damage. Playing against a Slardar.
And so we are just seeing 2K lead currently for Evil Genius's Stinger going to try to push out middle. He's like, I guess I'll have to do it. No one really wants to go here. So you see that burst damage.
3-second cooldown, 170 damage.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
And another reason I love Core. You actually, if you get ahead in the lane, no one can come against you anymore.
It's basically Enchantress kind of, right? Like, you're just right-clicking people for so much damage they can't sustain through it.
Pretty much.
And this this feels like a problem. This Lifestealer is kind of sitting alone bottom, and there's actually going to be a smoke, though. They're going to rotate on over. The ward will scout out Schofield, but they're going to go middle instead, possibly, or wait for him to run over himself.
Yeah, dude, Sumail's so huge. He's going to rush Midas.
I was going to say, is he going Midas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He's having the dream game. Like, you don't need anything on AA at this point. You're so far ahead. You might as well just go for one. And
What do you probably want? Is it still the Force Staff, probably, after that?
I think
maybe not.
Honestly, do whatever he wants. I think of him as Alina in this game. Honestly, he could just go straight for like a ton of plus armor. He could play with the Yules.
What about a Kaya?
Yeah, exactly. He could just go for like a Lesh build.
Whoa, we are going to see a roll. Won't hit anyone. Fly over here is only level 4. Has some creeps with him. There's going to be Schofield taking a lot of damage as well. We'll stay over here. Boat will end up hitting. There is going to be a Ravage. Hits onto 2 of them. Fly is going to try to get out. Chris Luck in a little bit of trouble. Does have that boat rum right now. There's going to be a roll. Nice Centaur stomp by the neutral creeps. And they save Chris Luck.
I was like, wait, by who? And then
I got you,
neutrals.
BSJ.
Yeah, thank you.
And Schofield, guess what? He just gets run down the entire time by this chilling touch. Those chilly fingers are not fun. That's one of the worst feelings when someone just has really cold hands and they just come and like just touch your arm. You're like, ugh. That's what Sumail's doing right now.
Or hit you in the butt. You
Yeah.
know, kind of as he's running away right there.
Oh, dude. And this tower, it is going down.
AG's only up by 1K, but I expect this to accelerate pretty fast when you have a hero like Huskar who does not want to be recovering at any stage in any game.
Yep.
And
honestly, AA, just Slardar and Huskar, you cannot play against AA. Like, he needs to die or you just take way too much damage.
He's just running at Stinger right there. Has to pop it. But top lane, as you said, Whisper needs to have a good game, and he's got levels. He is going for the Midas. You agree with that? Does he have to have that?
yeah, I mean, that's the only really way to play Slardar nowadays. Like, you can't just rush Blink with the change to Slithering Crush. It's just not powerful enough. You basically become a Blink creep die. Like, you blink and die every time.
Dude, they really want to get Sumail. They don't even care about Fly right now. Yeah, they just almost one-shot him with the Crows of Haze plus Chris Luck.
Nice
A nice
stun.
stun
No
coming out from
Ravage.
Schofield. There is going to be another Inkswell. He throws out his ulti, but it won't matter. Sumail's going to go down right here. Nice rotation from Whisper.
Excellent. It looked a bit weird, right? He's
It
keeping
did.
tier 2 in vision, but he had a read on it. And I like the build. 1 point stun, max bash. You want those extra points in sprint. I see a lot of inexperienced Slardars go 1-4-4. You need the move speed to play Dota, especially if you're going to go for the later blink.
It also lets you rotate around the map because it
Yeah.
does give you passive move speed now in the river.
Yeah.
Without it being active.
Exactly. If you're rushing blink, you can max stun. However, if you're not, you always get the sprint.
And well, Hector does have that armlet. He's just farming up in the jungle right now.
Yeah, the river move speed's actually insane.
Isn't that based on the Ags, dude?
No. It is just the Ags make. Oh wait.
It looks like it.
No,
No, it doesn't say Scepter.
No, the Scepter just
Yeah.
makes it so you get armor and
Ooh, Arteezy. He might just go
armor
down right
HP
here.
regen and status resist.
He's going to get stunned. He's going to get cross away. He's going to get silenced. What a gank right
no,
now.
Centaur.
And oh man, it does it again, but the silence isn't there, so
bash.
he can't
Dude,
hop in.
How
Whisper's
much?
taking over
That
this
bash
game.
is what, 220 damage?
225, yeah.
220. Jesus. That's why you max that skill.
Yeah. It's effectively, like, if you're hitting the guy 4 times, it's effectively 55 damage on a hero that is, like, reducing your
Yeah.
armor by 10.
Dude, Infamous just took the lead. That was insane. It looked like EG might just run away with it. They take 2 towers, like, right
That's
off
exactly
the
what
bat.
I thought was going to happen, and
Yeah.
suddenly that one rotation just opens up the map entirely. And Whisper, like, despite me saying, like, he had to take this game over, he is doing that more so than I actually expected
Oh,
possible.
hang on. Gotta be careful. You just saw Huskar TP onto the ward, and AA ult kills him. And remember, no matter what, even if you have detection, you cannot see AA ult if he's off map.
And it's funny, right? Infamous, they don't have that Wraith King, that Lifestealer we've talked about Hector playing, but they're playing exactly the same way, right? All these 4 are rotating around. Hector's just farming the jungle
Yep.
super quickly. He's just moving through 5 camps at once.
I mean, that's what you have to do on Huskar at this point, because you're not able to hit that threshold at this stage because of how bad your start was, that you can be, like, unkillable fighting them, especially since you're against an AA. Like, you're actually just going to walk in and die if you take any participation in team fights right now.
He's gotta be so careful. If I'm Sumail, I'm just shooting right now.
Pink's pinging him. Arteezy's like, you got this, Sumail. I
Oh.
believe in you. Nothing coming out quite yet, though. We do see the 90 GPM. Top lane looks like something's going on. Whisper is level 10. He's going to try to run away. He does have a teleport. You know, S4 would probably let it rip if he knew exactly where he was, but he doesn't.
He's a bit behind on this tide, actually.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
level 7.
Compared to the 10 of Whisper. With a Midas now, so it's going to be even farther behind.
Yeah.
Arteezy also has a Midas on the Life Stealer. Let's see what he
Oh.
chooses
Oh,
to go.
ult, bottom.
I'm going. Did it hit?
It hit,
did.
but I don't think he's dead.
He turned the armor off. That's nice. Like he wasn't using it to farm. It's going to be close, but he should survive.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. And he's like, all right, now I can just
Yeah.
farm for free.
I love accidentally toggling armlet right when the AA ult hits me because like like it hits you and then you're like in mid animation of toggling, like mid thought of toggling, and you just lose 500 health. It's pretty brutal. Okay, so he X's himself just for a little bit of looks like D push in the form of killing chin creeps top.
Damn. Schofield baited out the bait there. And they're going to try to push this tower. We've seen a lot of 4 and 5 manning from EG this game. While Huskar's been farming. Sumail's still the top net worth. But all these Chen creeps, they're just getting eaten alive.
That's so cool. I like what Chrislock's doing here. There's no way for EG to initiate without hard committing. And how can you do that if Kunkka's just going to go back 1,500 units?
And like I said, Huskar is queuing up the BKB second item here.
I actually forget if you actually said that or not.
That's
I actually forgot. You wanted the Hurricane
Yeah,
fight,
he wants
right?
Hurricane.
But he is going that, it looks like,
Dude.
3rd or 4th.
I don't know if I like it. I think, okay, if it's after Halbert, I'm down. But the whole Hurricane Pike before BKB is lunacy.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Schofield?
Dang.
He's fine.
Hector does have to be careful. There's always that looming threat of Sumail over there.
Sumail's I was about to say he queued up Greaves, and I was like, Chen's already got the mech.
That's
He
exactly
farms
what I
the
mean,
jungle
right?
so
He's-
fast.
Yeah,
Look at this.
but
Yeah.
like he's TPing from hard camp to shrine. Like
Yeah.
literally just so he can increase his pace.
Because he knows his team, they don't really need him. And look
Yeah.
at this. They're going to find Arteezy again. Will he be able to stun on Schofield? He's been perfect with it so far. They don't even need it. This is just a beatdown from the Slardar.
With the tip.
He can't play this area of the map with no vision, guys. Like they got his ward on the shrine, so now he's just playing naked, and that's against, or blind rather, and Nyx just finds him.
I think naked was fine.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, he doesn't wear clothes. It is like a life. He's a weird-looking guy.
Yeah, he is. It's a lifestyle choice. Don't judge him. It's 2019.
And guess what? We're looking at the 2 top net worth now, both on Radiance. Huskar as well as Whisper on this Slardar.
And keep in mind, this is
This is a very
this
big
isn't
game.
some like throwaway match, okay?
They
EG
both need
and
it.
Infamous have the same win percentage right now.
They're at 4-5 right now, which is, if you're top 4, guess what?
Yeah.
You're in the upper. If you're not,
But
well,
EG has one more point, and they've played one more series.
Yeah.
Like this is Infamous's opportunity to, if they were to 2-0 here, they
They're-
would move ahead. They'd
they're
be in
looking
upper
prime.
bracket.
They're looking prime to be in that
Yeah.
upper for sure.
In
and
fact,
they're-
I would say this is a must-win game for EG under the circumstances. They need at least one out of the series.
Yeah.
Well, it is for both teams, but you know.
So it's a must win for
But
both
EG's
teams.
the one
Yes.
that's expected to
Exactly.
win, right? That's like at least based on previous tournament results.
Especially if you guys haven't been watching Infamous, trust me, they have been looking good. We got to cast them yesterday,
Yeah.
2-0ing Fnatic
Took a
pretty
game off
convincingly.
LGD.
Yep.
Took a game off VG.
Yep. They are very, very good.
And he is going for the Radiance on Lifestealer this game.
Oh, there's going to be initiation going. There will be a stomp. Will they be able to get Schofield? They've got the detection, and they bring him down.
Do
Sentry wards.
do we really like that, guys? Did he didn't go Midas on RTZ, did he?
Yeah, he did.
He
He
did.
did? Okay. I mean, in theory,
I don't
however,
hate it, but-
you have the AA plus amp on your magic damage, but I don't know if I buy that.
I feel like
They're trying
Ow,
for this
ow.
tower. Oh, that's a fake.
Chen creeps just going down again.
It's a lot of golden experience.
Oh, yeah.
You're just giving away bottom lane.
Whisper is
They're
invis.
stuck. He's going to go for this solo kill. Can he get it? Is there an ultimate from
God.
Arteezy? There is not.
Oh my
He just
God.
right-click him. He's got that move speed as well. The open wounds, it is going to wear off shortly. Schofield running down here as
Got
well.
a TP, HG.
He's
He's
dead, I
trying.
think.
One more hits a bash. There will be, but there is going to be crit. He has TP'd in. He's going to throw out his ulti. Schofield is here now. Throws a stun out. Will hit crit. Arteezy is going to run back in. There's a TP, but it's a long one from Sumail. They're trying to chase on. Arteezy now attacking Schofield. Fly actually dies up top. And they will be able to get Schofield, possibly. He's going to use another boulder. There's going to be the Carapace, but crit picks up the kill. And that was a one-for-one trade, actually,
Yeah.
because if Fly ends up going down top and losing all his creeps, honestly, so probably good for Infamous.
That's a lot of time Arteezy's not farming too.
Yeah, but it's big for EG as well, though, because they're also ensuring that there's no other move being made in the middle area of the map by Infamous, and they need time.
Oh my
Whoa!
goodness, the Ravage from afar. He throws out the anchor smash. Oh,
Oh,
my
he
goodness, he
pops
pops the BKB and dies instantly. They don't even get the tower yet. Chris Luck, he's going to go for the TV, and it looks like he will make it. No one else is here, and
That
look
was
at their
sick.
ping. That was a Ravage from, that was actually sick.
That's why you need a 4-step, pal.
Yeah. Would you have got out of that, you think?
What? He can't even take himself seriously.
BSJ, he's grinning over here.
If a teammate had a 4-staff,
Yeah,
though.
exactly. But the Shadow Blade done on Sumail, by the way.
That's-
Just first item Shadow Blade.
Okay, explain to me why.
Well,
Invis is good, Grant.
You proc you can E out of Invis, and it does a ton of damage. And eventually, I guess you get Silver Edge for the Huskar.
You don't have any like elusive heroes on your team,
That's
so
true.
it is making them have to deal with that Shadow Blade Invis and like the threat of like a +1. Like now all of a sudden Earth Spirit's a huge threat on the map because you have the Shadow Blade on AA anytime he's off map.
And you've got to assume that you're going to be targeted in every fight by Infamous, and it's difficult to itemize to stay alive once they catch you, so you just want to ensure
you literally can't get caught.
It's just a difference in philosophy. Like OG, honestly, myself as well, I prioritize like, okay, let's build like raw stats and survivability items. Sumeha has always been more flashy, the pioneer of like, the Yules and the SF. Like he loves to just effectively outplay his opponents, abuse mobility and positioning versus just raw survivability. So it's just a difference of opinion.
You guys know that Whisper just picked up a full BKB, by the way, in a stash. So we've got 2
Number 1
BKBs
net
already
worth
on
in the
Radiant.
game.
Yeah, he is owning. Just uses Midas as well.
And check out his talents, Grant, because they are incredibly strong. Specifically, the
You like the health regen over the damage?
That's a misclick.
One-
That's a misclick.
What?
The 8 health regen?
Over 25 damage. It feels like,
definitely.
especially versus AA, it feels...
That has to
It's-
be a misclick.
Like, because I always think about talents in comparison to gold, right? 25 damage is like 1,500, whereas the health regen is like 800. It's not...
It hurts a little.
You're able to farm a lot
I guess
more
you do
effectively,
sustain on the map with it, but like I feel like I've never seen a Slardar ever take that.
Yeah, and love this creep by Fly. Folk prioritizing this Ice Ogre, or Ogre Frost Mage.
At bottom, they're looking for Arteezy again. Schofield is here. Has to stun out of Invis, so won't have the extra damage. Let's see. Is anyone going to be able to help him out? He's going for the stun. There's the silence. He gets the rage up because he saw the silence flying in. They're going to try to turn it around, though. But S4 did TP behind the shrine, not in front of it, so they should be able to just run out of here.
Does have Ravage.
Oh, there's going to be a roll. They find Whisper. This would be a huge kill. He does have that BKB. Oh, my goodness. He just turns on crit, doing so much. He's BKB'd up. They're going to soulbind 2 of them together.
My God.
Arteezy is getting eaten alive right now.
Oh
He's
my
trying to hop
God.
inside. Can he? He finally makes it in the crit. Now they're going to turn on the Whisper. Whisper, he just loses BKB, and guess what? They'll Ravage every time for that one.
Sick. EG,
Oh, whoa. Oh.
They still have AA Blast for this Huskar.
They do.
I don't know if you want to fight this
I
as
was gonna
Infamous.
say, without your Slardar, this
Yeah.
guy is, he's a big boy.
And a lot of that, the no boots mech on Fly, I believe Crit has Medallion.
No, Tide
almost
has it.
fearless.
Tide has it. Okay, because they were, and the Vlads. So you've got so much plus armor. Yes, Slardar is doing a ton of damage, but every little bit of armor is so effective. They had Bassi. Do they have casual Bassi on anyone on EG?
I'll let BSJ take a look.
Yeah, I'm looking. Nope, no Bassi on EG yet.
I know, middle lane, they're going to go in for Chris Luck. He will get rolled on. They obviously don't have. There's going to be another BKB. That's the 3rd BKB already from Infamous, by the way. Super early. They will be able to find Fly.
Now straight into Roche.
Oh, they've got everything. Obviously, these creeps are going to be a little bit of a hindrance, but you're still a little scared to go into Roche, right, against AA.
You just can't be low on Huskar. He does have the Lifesteal talent, which is 20%.
Oh, gets stunned. I love it. He's just throwing Hadoukens at him. There's the Radiance now on the Lifestealer, 21
You
minutes
can't
in.
fight this. I don't think you can do this as Infamous.
If you're
just die
Infamous,
here.
you want a team fight, not a fight in the pit.
And here we
There's no
go.
Ravage.
There's no BKB, by the way, up on the Kunkka at least. He will get 4-stepped away.
Oh, the 4-staff.
Yeah, EG's got to be careful. Triple BKB timing for Infamous. The longer this game goes, the better for EG at this point. But this is the huge timing for Infamous because you just ignore everything EG throws at you under the cover of those BKBs in your cores, and you overextend, and suddenly everybody dies, and Infamous take Aegis, and suddenly they might look to run away with the game.
It's a pretty crazy game so far. It feels like we're just like pretty much 4 versus 4, 5 versus 5, with a Huskar just farming out.
Look at the net worth parity.
I was gonna like the Kunkka is also really farmed.
They all
Like,
are.
he
Look,
had a
they're
really
all
rough
at
start.
10,000.
Yeah.
S4 really the only lower farmed core, but it's a tide usually unless you have a good lane.
I feel like
Could be
Infamous
down.
is in these games where like they shouldn't have net worth on these heroes. Like the Kunkka start, the Huskar start was really rough, and yet they're just two
Still
of the
doing
top
good.
4 net worths, like pretty much all hand in hand. By the way, went for the 4-staff right after the BKB.
Yep.
Realizing that item is really important against Ancient Apparition.
They have one on
I'm
Nyx
with
as
you
well.
on Force. Pike to me is just so expensive.
Yeah, if you want to go for the full pike, that is a big investment.
They're going to move in. There won't be a mech being able to be used by Flying. Look at the Soulbind actually goes back onto him. They're going to throw out a double silence. They're just going to run away. Ravage will be up in 5 seconds. And Whisper, he does use his BKB, and these charges do matter. Like late games usually, at least we've got the BKB, but they're losing a few of them. Middle lane, they actually want to fight. Huskar has to leave the Roche pit. Here's going to be a boat coming. S4 really popped the Ravage. He doesn't want to commit it too soon. There's going to be a gush coming out. Chris Luck does have his BKB now. They're just going to try to run away. And Feels like EG's just baiting out a BKB from Whisper and then from Chris Luck.
They're doing a great job. They have a great read on how Infamous is trying to play this game. They know this is the power spike. They're looking to force an engagement, get kills, and go Roche. And EG, they're not making themselves scarce. They want to ensure Infamous is chasing them, but they have no intention of team fighting unless they overextend severely.
And they are also constantly putting a chin creep in the pit.
Yeah.
So they always know whether or not Huskars are going to try to sneak it. It does go pretty fast. Magic resistance on Roche nowadays is only 50%, so the Burning Spears actually do tick it down pretty fast.
It's just so difficult to fight in the pit as Infamous against AA Tide.
Yeah, you can't. That's what I mean. That's why they're like, you just have to be careful at all times on EG that you need to be reacting to the Roche the second it starts, not any later. So like by having that chin creep, there's just no way that EG will not be in position. They do get a nice D ward mid as well. That's a double ward value.
Yeah.
I guess they
And
accidentally
now
placed.
the Ags
they
on
missed
AA.
it. Oh my god, they actually missed the second ward, by the way. That's a big deal. Sorry, continue.
Ags AA, it doesn't increase the damage, but it means the Frostbite lasts 17 full seconds. So
It's a lot.
if you hit that on the Huskar, he really just can't.
He has to just
fight.
run away.
Yeah.
He's not there.
Your game is actually over, like for the 17-second period. Yeah, it's over.
But he is quite squishy.
Look at this damage on Stinger. Will we see a kick and an A? He's throwing out the blast. Will it Kobe on over? It will,
Kobe!
and that's an Aghanims. He is
He's
going
dead.
down.
I feel like he
We'll
could
watch
have
him.
dodged that.
Well, it.
Oh,
He saw it on the Kunkka. Like you actually see the ball itself.
No, you don't.
No, like the actual ball, like not the first throw, but when the ball actually comes out, you do see it.
Whisper. Oh, he fakes out the Ravage, trying to bait out the BKB. Who's going to commit first? They're both just dancing on each other. You got to be careful. Arteezy, he does damage, but they know Schofield's here as well. Who else is coming down? It's going to be Hector. There's a full Solar Crest now on the Tidehunter, which is scary.
He's got to be really careful about toggling Radiance in these engagements.
Middle lane now. It's actually going to be Chris Luck. He's used his BKB. It's Fly as well as Crit plus Sumail trying to bring him down. Do they have detection? They sure do. AA Blast is going to fly, and does it hit?
Yep,
it does, and he's going to
He's
probably
dead.
go down here, especially if this roll hit doesn't.
The Kunkka
Dodges
boat,
it.
the boat's fading off. He's going to die to his
Yeah.
own boat buff.
And he will. He goes down. Sumail gets the kill. Now they're chasing after Schofield. There's a shrine. Will he pop it? They do pop it. And there is no AA blast. So Hector, he should have a pretty
No
free
damage.
time. But Schofield, guess what? He goes down. And Hector, he's all alone. He's like, wait a minute. Uh-oh, this ain't good. They do bring over the Grimstroke. But now Whisper's here. Nice double stun coming out. There's going to be the Inkswell as well. They put two of them together. There's going to be a Ravage. No BKBs left. There goes Hector. They need to get Whisper next. He pops his BKB finally after. Will they at least get crit? Whisper wants to. And Whisper, he's still going in. S4 almost goes down. But that feels like the first real bad fight for Infamous
You're
there.
seeing all the damage mitigation
Yeah.
Kyle talked about with this
Yeah,
armor.
exactly. Pull the items real quick, Grant, because this
Okay,
is
wait,
the
I'm
key.
going to bring this up. A lot of damage done here first. A lot of it. And we've been talking about this, actually. Gold change, not that big, but look at the experience. That was a
Yeah.
full 6,000. Oh, my
Another kill
goodness.
for Sumail.
Oh, God, what am I doing? He died over here. He just got
Blasted.
ran at. Yeah.
Can I just say-
I'd love to bring up the items for you now.
Can I say, we all got to hold our breath here. Sumail is at 999 kills right now. At all
hold
TIs.
up, hold up. He has currently got the record for most kills at TI, and he would be the first player in history to hit 1,000 over the course of history.
One
So,
more
one more
kill.
kill.
Get ready. You might need to turn the sound down because we might pop off if he gets.
And there's about a 20% chance Grant will miss it.
Yes. Oh, God. Focus, Grant.
No pressure.
Dude, what if it is just a Huskar farming somewhere on the map? Sumail just snipes him like, oh, well, congratulations. And could. But
I
it is
personally want to see it to be like a triple kill with one blast, you know?
That'd be pretty cool.
Just blast through it, you know?
All right. He does take the evasion. We've been seeing a few other life stealers going for the open wounds talent now, but evasion. It's
Huskar
always
does not
good.
want to buy MKB, Slardar does not want to buy MKB, and Kunkka does not want to buy MKB. So all three
Yeah.
heroes are
It-
annoyed by
you
this
can
evasion.
you can feel that because Infamous wasn't able to get the fight they wanted. Like, look at the net worth all of a sudden. EG starting to pull ahead, and this is the danger of going second item BKB on 3 cores. If you can't use them, you all start to fall off, and it neuters your ability to take fights as the game continues. Because look at EG's; like, they have so many stuns, so much AoE magic damage, 5-second BKBs. Like, how does Infamous commit? Like, you need a immediate fight victory, whereas EG, they just want to continue to drag out these engagements until they can counter initiate.
And when are we just who needs to make a move right now? I mean, neither team really needs to, but I mean, it feels like Radiant might want to get Roche occasionally. You just got to get a pickup into Roche, but look at this. I guess you can't. You're versus a Ravage and 15 seconds plus that AA blast, and they scan it out. They know it's happening. Can they stop it is the question. They're going to try.
Huskar as a hero, like, can't really function without this Aegis at some point.
They're going to run in. He's going to throw out the open wounds. They're going to look for Chris Luck. He will bring himself back.
Hold on.
Neither team, they know. This fight's big.
Yeah.
You lose this fight, you lose Roshan, you lose everything. They're going to roll on forward. But Hector, he has his own force staff, makes it out of there.
But he's so low damage right now on this Huskar. Just like no phase, just the brown boots, and no real damage.
Oh, he hops in. He's going to jump in. Will they find Hector? They're going to try to. BKB won't happen yet. Here comes the A-Blast flying in. It's not going to hit anyone. It does actually end up hitting Whisper. They're going to jump forward. Arteezy could be in a little bit of trouble. He's already used his ulti. There's going to be a Soulbind on the backside. They're just trying to throw as much damage as they can. Arteezy wants to run away. Boat will hit onto multiple of them. Fly is taking a ton of damage. Arteezy might be the first one down. Not quite yet. Fly actually goes down. Now they jump forward. Nice Ravage coming out. Will it be enough? Arteezy still up. Sumail does get that 1,000th kill, but he gets a double as well. They roll on forward, and EG, they almost team wipe him. 2 buybacks from the Nyx and the Grimstroke.
And Sumail hits 1,000 kills in the history of TI. First player to do so. Congratulations to the young superstar. Not so young anymore, I suppose.
Dude, what a fight, though. It looked like Arteezy actually got it interrupted. He couldn't get out his rage. He gets stunned in the middle of it, but then all these BKBs, and I want to give a shout out S4. He's been so patient this game, as you guys talked about. Like, this Ravage means so much. They're going to try to go, and they need to be careful. S4.
EG, they don't need Roche. They just need to make sure that they don't allow Infamous to get Roche. Because to your point, BSJ, if you want to win this game, you need Huskar to have an Aegis.
And we see the fight right here again.
And you actually see Tide was silenced by the Grimstroke's Phantom like until the very last moment. And you're talking about the problem with damage on the Huskar. And you see it here. He's amped and he's still hitting for barely any. But yeah, he's been silenced this whole time, gets stunned by the boat, and the silence doesn't get purged by Kraken Shell. So you're just sitting there, gets the Ravage off, right, like you said, very last moment. And that, like the Solar Crest Vlads, makes the difference there. Arteezy living on a sliver of health for the entire duration of that fight.
Dude, I didn't realize if you ulti on Huskar and you do get Ravage, like it just didn't hit. You just get stunned in midair. It doesn't even do the damage.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is, what was I thinking?
Well, I was going to mention, you have to be careful as Arteezy when you infest to initiate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because you could see there, he had preemptively Carapaced, and there's no way as Lifestealer to like hop out, because the Radiance tick happens immediately, right?
It's
and
the
then,
infest tick that gets you.
Oh yeah, exactly. The infest damage actually procs on Carapace, so you take a ton of self damage, and then all of a sudden you're obviously stunned in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's really annoying to play against Nyx. Like even if you are infested in somebody, like even if you're playing right-click Lifestealer, because you have to be very careful, like you said. Like if you mess that up, and right there he kind of did mess it up, but his team was with him, behind him, like ready to back him up. So
you kind of want to turn Radiance off when you infest, but it's counterintuitive, right?
Yes.
Why you buy it?
It's really annoying, right? Like it's just not fun. But at the same time, you do scale way harder on Radiance Lifestealer than you do on the right-click. So that means that's like, with this item build that he's going, he is really their only late gamer. Like, Sumail's kind of like an anti-carry in this game. Like, he makes it really hard for the rest.
Scales so hard. Look at his talents.
But I'm saying he doesn't carry the game. He, like, makes the other team not carry the game.
I want that level 20, the level 25.
Yeah.
Both of them are insane, but the AoE cold feet is like absolutely absurd. Especially against all these melee.
Is it viable to go the Ice Blast kill threshold against a hero like Huskar?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
But I don't know, man.
The cold feet,
cold feet's pretty insane.
And
7-second cooldown.
Look at the W now gives plus 38% magic damage as well because of the talent.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That is indeed a lot.
Yeah, and when you have an Earth Spirit, you have Spirit Vessel, you've got Life Stealer, like tons of AoE magic damage.
So it is a 5K lead for EG. Chris Luck, we see him. He's going for that Daedalus. Huskar on the other side of things going for that Assault Kyrus now. Doesn't even finish it out. He just puts the Ogrex away. He's like, I'm not getting you. Sorry.
I will say, though, Huskar goes late game a lot better than I think people give him credit for. And especially, again, the level 25 talent, Burning Spear's pure damage. That's a
ton of damage.
Holy crap. I think you've got to be a little cautious on EG. You've played great so far, but I want to see them steadily start to put a little more gas into this game, because just sitting back and farming, I'm not comfortable with that if I'm an EG fan. Cause
do you just want to go whenever Ravage is up, kind of go, or?
I would just like to see them like get aggressive on the map, like fight around objectives, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do now that they have the BKB on the Tidehunter. Because you are stronger, you will win a fight at this moment.
Quiz question for Kyle without looking: how many
Oh, nice job by Whisper.
How many auras does Infamous have amongst their 5 heroes?
I'm going to go with a 0.
They have literally 0 if you look at all their heroes.
Yeah.
And the difference maker, like they are building AC on the Huskar, but you have AC on the Lifestealer, you have Vlads, you have the mech in the Grieve. Is it the Grieve? No, it is the mech though. And you have the Spirit Vessel that's, even though it's not like an aura, it's like it makes it harder for somebody to play the game. Yeah. There's so many more team items.
It's a huge advantage at this point. Yeah. Like just Vlad's AC is 14 armor shift
Yeah.
in a fight. Like, that's insane. Not counting Solar Crest or
The life
mech,
steal.
the Chen heal. Exactly. There's just so much innate sustain on this EG lineup
we
thanks
go.
to these builds.
I'm not a huge fan of the Slardar build, by the way. He went for the Echo Saber, which is like, you just have 3 carries now, which I don't like.
And here we go. There's going to be a big fight going on. Stinger's actually going to 4-step downhill. Crit. We'll see him. Roshan hasn't gone down quite yet. There is going to be a boat. He is going to pre-beast, though. They're going to jump forward. Oh, Arteezy does get in. Here comes the AA Blast. It's going to Whisper. He's going to go down immediately, blown up. And, I mean, you had to do something there, and they tried, but it looked like about half second too late.
Yeah, I've played a lot of Slardar in my life. AA is such an impossible matchup.
Do they have detection? Sure do. There's the dust. Ewell's into the air as well. He'll get frozen, and they're just going to right-click him on down. There's another roll. Right-click into it.
Huh, Yules doesn't purge cold feet, huh? That's interesting.
It was
'cause, like,
aggro
Manta
Yules.
does. Oh, it was an
Yeah,
aggro
it was-
Yules. Oh, okay. I was confused about that for a second.
And now this one is great. It's funny, the gold lead actually went down from EG because they were farming the map, but you've got an Aegis, and Arteezy, he just doesn't care. He's like, I got the Aegis. I am God mode right now. Instantly hitting the tier 3.
And you just don't have damage on Infamous anymore to kill this Lifestealer. You got the evasion talent too, so
48 armor with the Solar Crest on.
That's a lot.
50% evasion.
Chris Luck. He's trying now. They run forward, but Stinger has a 4-step.
You need a Huskar MKB, but he's just got, honestly, too many utility items. Like, when you have to go BKB and Force and Halberd, like, you don't hit that peak timing. It's near 35 minutes into the game. He's yet to finish a true damage item.
They were thinking, they're like, do we finish this? I guess. They'll run back in. That's a full set of racks down. You still have the Aegis as well on Lifestealer, who's getting close to level 25. What do we got? Anything big that could just like shift this game around right now? Slardars, you talked about, has to get the MKB even though it doesn't feel great. You just need damage.
Yeah, everyone needs MKB if you want to do damage on Infamous.
Another huge item coming out from Earthsphere when he gets it is the Lotus Orb against Slardar specifically. Like, it's just another armor item, and it's another item that makes it even harder to kill targets in general. Like, whoever you focus, they're going to be, like, they're going to remove the amp. You're not going to be able to use any direct target abilities on them. Like, it's just super annoying.
And I like what EG's doing here. They're going to kill Tower, kill Bottom Shrine. I
Shrines.
expect that maybe the next round of items they'll pick up, they can look to just go high ground once again. They are in an incredibly strong position.
Yep, you talked about you didn't want to slow down. Guess what? They take one fight, and now they have a full racks. They just smoked up and did their thing.
I don't think Pro Dota works when you have 3 heroes building right-click damage. Like, that's what Infamous has. Like, you'd much rather have, like, mixed damage, like you have the Lifestealer plus AA, and then you have a bunch of auras.
I don't mind the... I just think you need somebody to be more selfless, right? Somebody's got to build the team items.
That's what I mean.
You have all this physical damage. You need a Vlad's. You need an AC, and obviously the Huskar has that, but he's the one I think you want to have itemizing for true right-click, and he's got the only team fight item they possess.
You have a Lifestealer versus Huskar. Oh, man.
Oh, he gets silenced, so he can't X himself back. There will be Yules in there. Here comes the AA Blast. It will end up hitting. S4 gets the kill, though. And now they're just going to try to bring down this tower. There will be a buyback. This could be the last fight. Soulbind just going to go out. They force them over, trying to get him connected to S4, but he just stays here. He does not care. He has an Aegis. He doesn't mind dying. They're going to jump forward. Oh, my goodness. Hector taking a lot of damage. He knows the Ice Blast isn't up quite yet, though. S4 just right-clicking Arteezy, though. Wants to kill Hector. Gets the Basher hit as well. Right-click after right-click. Here comes the Ravage. It does only end up hitting one, but it is on the Slardar. It's a pretty weak target. Hector still getting run down by Arteezy. Arteezy gets pushed back a little bit. Whisper now doing a ton of damage on the right side to Tidehunter, but they have so much armor. There goes Stinger. They're just all dying to the AoE damage you talked about, and there's the GG's called. And oh my goodness, a bloodbath near the end, and I mean, a very active game nonetheless from both sides. We did see Infamous played the same game they've been playing, right? We're going to run around, and the Huskers just going to farm the jungle, get a lot. So why didn't it work this game? Was it the 3 carries you talked about? Or?
No, it was the way EG played. I actually think this was more EG's play style in the sense that they had the right read on the game. They saw the 3 BKBs and just bought time. Bought time. Roche, that fight around Roche was what, like 32, 33 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the dream is for EG, because you don't want that fight. Okay, it doesn't even matter if you win it. You don't want to have any business to do with the Roche pit. It's about playing proper EV, low risk, just make them chase you.
Too.
You know they have BKBs. You know they're trying to fight you. So just sort of dangle, but refuse to tangle.
There you go. And also, the one thing I want to say is that for Hector, his hero at no point in the game is the strongest hero in the game.
Yeah.
Because you're against Ancient Apparition, Huskar will never be the end-all, be-all carry. And I feel like in the other games, once he hits those items that they were waiting for him to get, he is the strongest hero. And in this game, since you had to build so many items to protect yourself, You're not building items that make you feel good about the game you're playing. More damage, more mobility. You saw in the Wraithkin game, you just go in like Blade Mail, Silver Edge, AC.
Doesn't care.
And I think part of that, though, is like the item build, because I know you want the Force stuff, and I understand it, but both Stinger and Schofield, both supports are getting Force because they recognize its importance. I feel like you've got to play solely to make yourself as strong as possible, to your point, because if we saw Huskar beating into Tide, beating into Arteezy, and these heroes just survive because there isn't any damage.
Yeah.
Like, you needed an MKB way earlier in this game if you were trying to win.
It's just like, even if he doesn't build Force Staff, the game is just way harder to play for you than it is for Arteezy. Even though Arteezy's against the Carapace, like, it is annoying, but like I feel like on any hero, the cores on Infamous, you are just vulnerable, or at least like at risk of getting AA blasted and just instantly blown up at any point in the game. And that's really hard to play against.
Of course, I just don't want it to say like, well, like there's draft flaws, because in reality, if Infamous find that fight, they get the 2 kills, the 3 kills, and then they get Roche. The moment Huskar has Aegis, that's all tier 2s. All tier 2s are dead, because now the AA ult is nullified. Yeah, sure, you could kill him once, but he's going to be able to conserve the BKB or pop it aggressively during the duration or whatever, and now you can't kill him again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And suddenly the whole game is run differently. Just a really good job by EG.
Usually when Huskar's playing against AA, the odds of you getting Roche are way lower just because of the blast. Like on Huskar, you are down to like 25% health when you're hitting Roche, like 100%.
It's just hard. You just and possibly can't. So we are going to have to get into the next lobby. We are going to take a very short break. Congratulations once again to Sumail, who gets his thousands killed throughout all the TIs. And
first player
he
ever.
started at TI 5.
I was just about to say that. That is insane,
crazy.
right? That is actually insane. So congratulations to him, to EG for that game 1. But Infamous, you saw signs like Whisper. He almost took that game over pretty early. Unfortunately, a few missed BKBs. But
they didn't play bad.
Chance. They did not play bad. That was an actual good game. They ran at each other. They knew. They did some of that. But you know what we need to do? We need to do some of that as well. We're going to take a short break. When we get back, Game 2, Infamous versus EG. Stick around. and welcome back, Dota watchers, Dota fiends, Dota enjoyers. It's BSJ, it's Kyle, it's me, Grant, and we've got two great teams who are battling for a spot to try to get one of those spots in the upper bracket, and they're both at 4 and 5 right now. It's Evil Geniuses and it's Infamous Gaming. We just watched game one. What are we taking from it in 3 words from each of you?
Yeah, you're first.
That was yours. Just kidding.
Deny Infamous's comfort zone.
I'll
Comfort
take
zone being one word
hyphenated.
with a hyphenated.
Gotcha.
He sounds like somebody's playing code names
Yeah.
and cheating. What does Infamous have to do?
No,
Just anything.
just anything about the
like,
series.
what does EG
Oh.
need to do, or what should Infamous do? You can decide.
America the Beautiful.
Okay. South and North. You love both the teams. I appreciate it. And guess what? We already have a draft on our hands, and I am ready for this. I love Dota. Like, we were talking about it yesterday. The games were so good. Even this morning.
Yeah.
Newbie came back again from getting mega creeped, and they won.
I'll be honest, like, I cast the qualifiers, right?
Yeah.
And I remember and watching them and thinking to myself, God, like, I don't know anything about Dota. Like, what the hell's going on? Like,
Yeah.
am I losing it? But in reality, the Dota was just really bad.
Yeah.
Then you come to TI, and suddenly things start to make sense, and the drafts are good, and the rotations are good, and the item choices are great, and it's just so much more pleasant to be a fan, honestly. Like, I love this tournament solely because the quality of the Dota is the best we're going to ever see.
It's true. I mean, every year it just gets better and better. You're like, how can we
Yeah.
outdo last year? And already in this group stage, we've had, I think, 4 mega creep comebacks.
Yeah.
We've had some insane stomps. We've had games like the last one where you're just running at each other and one fight determines the game.
I'm curious to your guys' opinions, but I'm postulating that the games, Dota is far more item and draft and just vision dependent than ever before because the skill gap has just closed immensely. Like, think
agree.
about how good, let's say, Arteezy would have been in comparison to, a Hector.
Yeah.
Or like the South.
Like 3 years ago or something. Yeah.
But if you think about, like, whoever the worst player is at this tournament in comparison to the best, like, looking back at, like, TI1, TI2, right? Think about how bad
Miles.
Cinderin was. Like,
Yeah.
unbelievably garbage. And then you had, like, the actual winners.
Gods, yeah.
I mean, think about it. Loda won a TI.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I mean, he's...
Kyle played at a TI.
Yeah, as mid. And
As
I won
middle.
lanes. That's the only year I made it.
I mean, it is true. Going to what you said, right? Like, going into this tournament, Infamous, people were just like, nope, easy 18th. They're out. This is the easiest prediction. They're going to have the least amount of heroes picked. I think they might be one of the top 5, like most heroes picked. Chris Luck's playing insane different heroes right now. And guess what? All it would have taken is winning that one fight by Roshan. Maybe they win this game. One fight determines a lot now.
The major thing I was going to go off of what Kyle said is the contenders, like the number of teams that are contenders in this tournament over the years has drastically increased, and I feel like that is what is making the quality of Dota increase so much. Not only is it these tier 2, tier 3s teams that are in this tournament that are improving, but that's also making the tier 1 teams have to play better throughout the course of the entire tournament.
It's a really good point because previously you'd have like 2 or 3 teams that are just like, okay, we're going to go.
Free wins.
That you can almost guarantee they're going to be upper brackets, right? You still kind of have, Secrets owning, LGD and VG have looked great. But 1, they've got to work for their wins. And 2, you don't have that like, okay, the top echelon, that next tier that's guaranteed, like they won't beat the top teams, they'll beat everybody else. All of a sudden it's like it's a soup.
There's a lot of gray areas rather than just the distinct lines between the...
Even the teams on the bottom. Like, they're not bad teams. It's just everybody's so damn good.
So why not just Earthspear right here, by the way? It's pretty much the same. I mean, obviously last time they actually first picked the Nyx Assassin, but they take Kunkka, and, well, there it is.
Why is Kunkka suddenly a first pick?
I feel this is an Infamous thing, right? Like, they clearly, if you didn't know, it's the exact same. It's first pick on Infamous, but EG chose Dire, and Infamous chose first pick, so they really wanted this hero.
Do they go Wraith King or Lifestealer right now? Because last game, EG pretty well
denied it all.
Yeah, denied it all. They third picked the Lifestealer, and they made it so
Wraith King was garbage,
terrible.
and Alk was banned. Yeah.
You have to Lifestealer here, or you
I
have
agree.
to ban it, I feel. Because otherwise EG just take it again. And
those 3, you just have a Chen, Earthspirit, Lifestealer who can do so much, just those 3.
It's really good against Kunkka, too, the Lifestealer.
But keep in mind, I've seen Schofield play Kunkka 4. I wouldn't be surprised to see that occur.
Wow.
There's an AA.
Okay.
So we've got 4 of the same heroes from last game, a little mixed up now, though. I have a feeling this AA is going to be more of a support, obviously, if you're picking it
Yeah.
this early especially.
This could be the support duo for Infamous. There could be both
Yeah.
cores. It's another cool thing. I think Dota's shifted in a lot of ways where because we have, I guess, just more freedom. You know, previously you'd see like, okay, it's a tri-lane meta. Okay, it's a tri-lane mid meta. And there wasn't much versatility. Whereas nowadays you've got like 12 heroes, 20 heroes that could be like 4 different roles, any lane. And because we've got so many players that can just, they have these diverse pools that you don't actually know who's playing what ever.
Yeah, like every single team. Like occasionally, oh man, Secret. I wonder what Zai's playing now. It's like, who knows? It's a first pick Kunk, and we've seen in 3 different roles already this tournament, as you said.
I like the AA just because it kind of deny picks Lifestealer, and it also deny picks a lot of the heroes they like on Infamous. So if you take it out of the pool for EG, it's kind of like an extra ban for them going into the last pick, because EG has absolute last pick again. Something we didn't mention is it was the same priorities for both teams.
I mentioned it.
Oh, well, it was already
I heard
mentioned.
you.
Never mind. I thought you mentioned it off camera. My bad.
You're
Sorry,
good,
just
BSJ.
take the L.
I'm taking the L
Take
on
the
this
L.
one.
All right,
They
thank
have a
you.
lot of like natural phase Midas carriers that go with the AA. You have the Sven, you have the Wraith King. Like all these heroes naturally pair well with it. So it kind of just sets up well based on what happened last draft. I feel like even though we didn't say it or we said it wasn't a full outdraft by EG, I think Infamous clearly felt to themselves, why couldn't we pick the heroes we wanted to pick, and why did we suddenly not have a Radiance this game?
Yeah.
And
There's a Timber sub.
I'm a big fan of the AA. It's just the definition of a TI hero in my book because it shuts down like your ability to sustain. Like your team no longer can help, and it's an irreplicable mechanic. The more Spirit Vessel gets nerfed, the more powerful AA ult becomes. I just love this hero. It's damage amp. Your level 10 talents are amazing. You can check high grounds. It's just one of my favorite heroes in Dota 2.
The Roche contest is
Yeah,
really big deal right now
it's
too.
great team fight. You can rotate. It's role versatile.
It makes a lot of heroes more powerful.
Yep.
Like ones that previously don't have solo kill potential or threat on the map suddenly do with his global presence.
Yeah.
We saw
He's
that
an
last game.
intimidating guy. Like imagine, Freddy mixed with like an ice demon.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he looks like General Grievous.
He
The
does.
face, yes, 100%.
Even the body. There's like it's just
Imagine his fingers are all arms
Yeah.
instead of fingers. Then you kind of got the body going.
Well, sorry, I was just thinking about the whole fingers along your toes as long as your fingers, but he just has really long fingers.
Yes.
And he has no toes.
Yeah, he's just floating.
So why did they ban the Timber Saw, though? I'm just thinking, is it just a good like, why did they ban
I'm
the Timber
assuming
Saw?
based on what their next pick is going to be.
So, like, well, what is that deny? What is picking a Timber Saw deny? It's just strength heroes,
Solid
right?
strength heroes. So
Okay.
I'm screaming Sven to me right now because it's good against Wraith King and Lifestealer, and it's good with AA. So last game EG did a really good job of deny picking
That
and,
third pick, yeah.
Yes, and picking something that's good for them as well.
It's an AM ban. Some different bans, and well, it's a
Okay, it's still
Lifestealer again.
Lifestealer. Okay.
Even though you say the AA is good for it, good verse it.
Yes.
Pardon me.
Yeah, son, you may love it, you may hate it, but it's Bulba Dota,
Yes.
all right? And I've criticized EG, and I will continue to do so for not being as creative as other top teams.
Yeah.
And I think that that's been holding them back throughout the year where we haven't really seen them challenge for a title. But, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? This is just how EG likes to play. It's not just Bulba, like the team obviously has a lot of
If
input.
all 5 of them disagree, you're not just like, oh, we digress, Bulba. Like
Yeah.
it is a team.
Yeah, it's a different philosophy, right?
It
It's
is.
not the way Puppy would do it. It's similar in a lot of ways, I think, to ROTK.
Yep. The reason why we love Dota so much, there's different ways to view
Yeah.
it.
I think we're almost certainly getting a Wraith King 4th pick here for Infamous. The difference is this game is the AA is already taken out of the pool, and the Tidehunter's banned. So I feel like this block pick, 3rd pick Lifestealer isn't nearly as powerful as it was last game.
Because they. Okay.
Because of the A combined with the fact that you can legitimately pick Wraith King 4th here. Unless they have something else in mind.
I'm not a fan of Wraith King. I think you already have Kunkka Slardar. Like, no more melee, please. I just range carries.
What else do they
with
play,
Slardar.
though? Like,
It's a pretty
I
good
don't know.
snipe. I wouldn't be care about like a sniper pick. I mean, it depends, because I'm hoping this is a 4 Kunkka, personally.
Sand King, we've seen S4. He had an insane game last night on the hero.
They willingly picked Wraith King into Sand King yesterday on Infamous. I'm not
We'll
saying
see.
it's because it's the best pick. I'm saying because
It's Infamous.
Infamous has gone phase
Yes.
Midas Radiance on every single carry.
And Hector is just infamous
Yeah.
for his ranking.
Damn. I see what you did there. That one didn't take me long. Earlier, it took me a bit to catch on to Grant's little innuendos and such, but that one I was ready for, Kyle. I'm stepping it up a notch.
So
Indeed.
BSJ, you're calling it right here. You think it's still the Wraith King? Let's see. It is indeed.
Oh my God. He's just the carry
He is-
whisperer.
Yeah, he is.
I am ready while you guys are watching the team fights and all the
You
ganks.
keep us up
all
to
that
date.
nonsense.
Yes.
I'll be watching the Midas cooldown,
Yep.
seeing him TP from shrine to the other shrine to get more camps. So I'll be watching the more exciting, relevant part of the
Yeah.
Dota game.
We need to know about the farming patterns, the farming circuits, whatever your craziness wants to call it.
Yeah. He is, honestly, might be the most efficient player at TI.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't necessarily mean you're the best player, but efficiency-wise, he clears the map like no other. And they do ban the Slark. You may say, they already have a carry. Why do you ban Slark? Because they've been picking it mid on Infamous
There
a lot.
wasn't like an opportunity to mention it, but even little things like it drives me nuts when players like he's Huskar, right? So he's farming with burning spears, and he's like attacking in a way that they're dying to the burn damage. So he saves last auto attacks, right?
Yep.
And I'm so triggered whenever I see somebody just like hit a creep till it dies, hit the next creep till it dies when they're doing dot damage.
Yeah.
You know, it's not efficient. But Hector, like
Those
he
seconds add
doesn't
up.
waste an attack.
It adds up, for sure.
does.
Over the
When-
course
when-
of like 10 jungle camps in 5 minutes.
Which
it adds
he's
up.
farming because he was just all in the jungle the entire game. And with Wraith King, you're probably going to be there for a decent chunk of time again.
Yep.
Or your skeletons will be. And you can't control.
Something I talk about with farming efficiency is you're basically racing against the minute mark because every minute the camps respawn, a new wave respawns, and your goal is to clear as many creeps as possible every minute. So those little 2 or 3 seconds may not seem like too much, but you'll get that extra camp or two, which means your items are accelerated by an extra 20 seconds.
Yep.
And suddenly, whenever you're a carry, whatever item you farm makes you farm faster, so then it accelerates you even more. It's just a very huge snowball effect. Curious to see what Infamous goes for. You said this could be a position for Kunkka, which means
They thought
that
it was with the Slark ban as well.
Yeah.
Or they just knew Slark is a very good hero.
Slark was a good
And it
hero.
could be a Kunkka, yeah.
If I don't think Infamous is gonna come out and just be like, "Hey, we're first picking our same mid hero again." Like they're doing it, but they're blocked or hiding this time.
Yeah. Last ban, they get that ban into pick.
I also love AA Kunkka as a support duo.
Why?
Just so much lockdown and magic amp. Like you just X into cold feet. What do you do? Torn after? Torn before?
Whenever you want.
Yeah.
And there will be the Death Prophet, and they're going to instantly pick this hero. It's going to be the Nyx
Okay,
Assassin again,
never
so
mind.
it will be the middle Kunkka again, and pretty much very similar line. You got the Nyx Slardar Kunkka returning. You added an AA as well as a Wraith King, and now EG, they've got this last pick for Sumail. What dominates a Kunkka and looks good this game?
Ember Spirit, perhaps, but you're so susceptible to the
Nyx.
right-click damage.
Nyx Slardar.
Yeah, but you need that, right? You need a playmaker for Sumail.
Yeah.
The Nyx denies like all of his int heroes for the most part. Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe like Storm is great if not for the Nyx, but I wouldn't mind a Storm still.
We've seen
Might
people
be a
pick it
bit
into
slow.
Nyx. Yeah.
I think the Ember's better. Oh, DK's great, but there's an AA. And
Shadow
that's it.
Fiend.
All right.
The Swagger Fiend.
I mean, I like the it's in the sense that it matches the play style of Sumail, right? There's a reason he's the only guy with 1,000 kills at TI. It's because this is the sort of way he likes to play. The map movement, just raw damage dealing beast that sort of takes over a game. He tries to outplay you. I expect him to do exactly what he did in the previous game, where he won't go for the traditional like team fight, right-click SF build, but more of the fast-paced, farm fast, crush around the map. Probably like a Shadow Blade, a Yules. He might honestly just play it like AA,
Like he did,
without
yeah.
the Midas.
Okay.
It is a little scary for me picking SF here, though. That just because
Oh,
they
yeah.
have so much damage and so many stuns that eventually, if you die once or twice, you're just going to be paper for like the rest of the game.
And that does seem like a pretty big problem. Obviously, once again, we talked about the Chen last game, right? It helped EG kind of get the lanes they wanted, and that's like one of the best parts of Chen, right? Is
Yeah.
literally level 1 for that hero is you get these lanes because they wanted to swap up and they just fell a little bit behind on Infamous early.
It's going to be really important, e.g. get their team fight items online like they did in the previous game. It's a bit more difficult because Sand King doesn't have the same luxury as a Tidehunter to just go for this, Solar Crest Vlad's style. And I think that's going to hurt them because this Infamous lineup, it's very dangerous in the sense that if you make a couple mistakes, the raw damage output of Slardar Wraith King is like you actually, if you don't have the items for it, you just die. Like you cannot take fights if your cores don't reliably have plus armor after getting amped. When you start taking pure damage from like Wraith King crits, like it's not feasible for Arteezy to actually enter these engagements. And be curious to see if he goes for the Radiance build once again. You won't have the plus amp of the AAW, and you just have so much damage on the other team.
More notably last game, because they had the Huskar, I feel if you go for the Radiance, you're very happy with nothing going on in the game.
Yeah.
But against Wraith King and the way Hector plays it, if you're going for the Radiance, you're going to get slower because you're a Life Sealer instead of a Wraith King. And the Wraith King is going to flash harm like crazy. And they're not necessarily on a clock this game on Infamous because they didn't pick this Huskar timing-based hero. And I feel like Wraith King isn't the end-all be-all hero of this game. Like if he gets to 6 slots at the speed he normally, or even close to normally gets the 6 slots, I'm very confident that he will carry this game.
Wraith King historically has always owned SF. Because usually your first life will eat either his ult or his BKB, and then you're respawned and just immediately gunning for him once again. And SF can never really go toe-to-toe with the Wraith King.
Well, we got 4 heroes pretty much bottom here. Crit standing there as well. 3 heroes from the Radiant. We'll see if anyone wants to fight.
Nyx
Whisper. No, you're good. I was just saying Whisper versus S4 again. It looks like it might just be a 1v1 unless someone TP's up there.
The Nyx's game is like incredibly good against the Sand King. The Sand King hero very easily gets caught by Nyx +1 at any stage in the game. The Sandstorm, you get Carapaced, he dusts you, and then immediately stuns you, chains the stun for like 4.5 seconds. Suddenly, that's just enough damage mid to late game with a +1 to kill him. And last game, it was the opposite with Tide, where Tide does not die to a Nyx +1. And that's a big difference this game. They did pick the same hero last game, but I feel Nyx is much more impactful in this one.
It's a very difficult Sand King game. I hate playing against Kunkka if I'm Sand King, and I hate playing against Slardar because your invis is not really effective. The escape mechanism's not really useful against the X. It's a tough game to play. I'm curious to see how he'll itemize. I wouldn't mind like him just like skipping Blink and playing similar to the Tide, just going phase and running in with a bunch of stat items.
Ooh, that might have been Hector going down, but Schofield tanks the roll, and we do got a 3v3 lane again, which you guys talked about, right? That's pretty good for Infamous for Whisper, at least. Not the tri-lane specifically, but Slardar doesn't lose many 1v1s, right?
No, he does
Not against melee.
This is a Wraith King tri-lane, though, as you can see. It's you're going to just triple stun him.
Much different than a Huskar tri-lane.
Yes.
Yesterday we talked about, Kyle, you said the best way to deal with Infamous and Hector is by targeting Hector.
Yep.
And EG is clearly trying to do that.
Oh, yeah. You don't give the most efficient player in a tournament, like, total free farm like we saw yesterday.
We're going to see it roll in again. They're going to go find the AA, but there's going to be the Cold Feet. Nice stun coming out once again from Schofield. Crit's looking to give up first blood right here, and he will. Stinger gets the kill. 289 gold for him. Hector taking a lot of damage, but he's got the healing salve and 5 tangos.
Yeah, you got to be a little more careful on EG. It's near impossible to get aggressive until you have more levels.
And look at already again. Just throw the stun out and take some damage.
They did nerf the Wraith King stun level 1.
True.
So it is a little less potent. They are going to go on him a 3rd time. Maybe this is the charm. Looks like it is not. He is low, though. He has no stick charges. He does not have enough mana for a stun. Does have a lot of tangos left. Meanwhile, top lane looks like pretty much just a trade between the two heroes.
Mid lane, though, Sumail already ahead of the Kunkka, and he'll be able to control runes already with the bottle, right? Is that what he just picked up, or is it the Wraith Band?
Just a Wraith Band.
Okay. Because the thing about SF against Kunkka is like you actually just dominate this matchup, and whenever SF has a clean 1v1 like this, you feel good.
He's going to get right-clicked a decent amount right here. He's getting right-clicked blood. He does have a healing salve, and he'll pop it. Whisper ends up getting a kill actually solo on S4.
And that's Slardar for you.
Yep. And
Bash.
there's the tip on his own team.
The problem with against Slardar, you realize you're dead 10 seconds before you're dead.
Yeah.
You realize to yourself, I can't trade with this guy, and I can't run away from this guy, and then you just die. And it's over the course of 2 sets of volleys of bashes.
Yep, the Hellers. We got the creep pull from Radiant. Infamous doing pretty good down here right now.
Yeah. I was reading this. Oh, hang on. I was reading this thing about how like mega games go casual throughout their lifespan and it inevitably ruins them.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dota is doing the exact opposite, and I love it. We just remove RNG. We make the game more skill-based as time goes on. Bashing used to just be like a complete RNG, whereas now there's skill involved.
Gank gonna come middle. Schofield will get the stun. Here comes Crit though. Does he have a roll? He kicks the boulder up. He's gonna go for Chris Luck. There's the raise. Gets the kill. He will hit him. Get that Orb of Venom hit, but that should be the end of that. And double 4 rotations coming middle.
He didn't go for the Tidebringer on a creep. He hit the SF directly, which might have made the difference there.
Whenever SF in this position feels so good to play. Double Wraith, full souls already. Oh, wow.
They're going to move forward. They're going to look for the Shadow Fiend once more. Hector actually goes down bottom, I bet, from his that, but Sumail, he's going to go down here as well. Chris Luck gets the kill.
You know Sumail's kind of laughing right now. He thinks to himself, I just got ganked mid once. I just got ganked again. He actually waited until I was
what's this guy doing here, man?
Why is he here?
I don't understand.
You guys are winning on the other lanes, right? That's the question.
And it looks like...
Dude, I remember he switched to off lane primarily because
he was so sick of that.
He's like, I can't deal with this anymore. I just want a 1v1.
I totally forgot about Sumail off lane.
Yeah. A lot of...
I think
it was forgettable.
Yeah.
I remember, oh god, some Underlord games. Those were fun.
You don't think Underlord's the type of hero Sumail likes to play mid lane again?
Again, Schofield, he's TPing on. He has the level 2 stun instead of the level 2 carapace this time too. There's going to right click, and Sumail, he's going to go down here, it looks like. Schofield picks up the kill, and that is now the 3rd gank from the Nyx Assassin.
And the tip.
The Kunkka mid with 1 stun. It's so strong as a kill combo. He TP'd in there, but it's still like he's there for the entire duration of the lockdown because of the way this hero works.
Yeah, it takes so long for you to actually get stunned by the Kunkka. The X for 4 seconds, then the Torrent.
Barely misses. Open wounds will go out, though. They have creeps now. Not level 1 on that anymore. Level 3. Schofield's here as well. They don't throw the stun out, though. They're just going to run back. Arteezy going to continue to right-click them. And they're just getting the runes. Looks like Schofield's actually going to steal both. No, Crit has the roll and gets those, but Whisper gets both the top runes, so a 3 for 1. And almost 1,000 gold lead now.
Chris Luck into the jungle. He's going to use Shrine bottom.
Looks like has his phase boots almost. They'll Shrine.
I don't know if they want to do this. He's just not yet level 6. I think he might stand on the high ground, get 6 in fog, and then look to just move mid.
Like a Crit standing here now. He's like, something's up. Schofield's not showing, and Scofie, he's running around the long way right now, but you got to be careful. There it is. They're actually going to roll forward. He will miss. Schofield is going to start running this way. There's going to be the X. Here comes the boat as well. Crit's actually taking a lot of damage. He gets hit by it. They both get hit by the boat. And now the Torrent's going down. Sumail, he's in a little bit of trouble, but Crit does tank the gank, it looks like. But Sumail, he just has to be annoyed, right? Like this is how you should play against these superstar players, right? As you said, even against Hector, just make their games way harder. And Crit, they're just non-stop. Crit and Schofield, they love this middle lane. He might be able to make it out. Looks like he will.
Rune.
Oh my goodness. All but Fly. He's going to try to Knight. He can't. And then he didn't actually hit him right away. He will get a little bit of life back. But with the boots, he's pretty quick. Over comes Arteezy looking at Stinger as well. Crit does have a roll up again. He wants to get that Orb of Venom hit. He will. He gets the kick. Will slow him down. Actually hits on the Nyx Assassin as well. Gets roll over. Chris Luck will go down. Schofield now taking a ton of damage as well. There's going to be the Carapace. He gets a nice double stun. There's creeps attacking as well. Stun will fly out. Can they bring down Arteezy? They're just right click after right click, but he just brought his phase boots out.
There's no shrine here either.
And Hector's like, wait, oh no.
And
they're going to find Schofield. He has the raindrops, taking up a little bit of damage, but it won't matter. There's going to be the roll.
I like the little...
under the tower. This should be a kill on Crit at least. He will throw it out, but Stinger gets the kill.
Click on Arteezy real quick. The Blightstone early is so effective when you're landing up against a Wraith King because he's got such low base armor.
Does have the phase boots now, though, but it's still...
Middle lane, Chris Luck. Get a throw in the boat, get a throw in the Torrent. Schofield here again. Get to go for the right clicks. There's the cleave. And even S4's like, yo, I'm trying to come in and help you, but...
Yo, so who was more tilted? PPD yesterday after losing to IO Carry twice, or Sumail right now?
That's a close call, man. I don't think Sumail's quite there yet. I think one more and it'll put him over the edge.
The thing is, the kills on SF, like, they're annoying, but they don't really matter too much. You can even see in the net worth, like...
He's only 300 down from his counterpart on Kunka.
I think this matters a lot because if SF gets ahead, he bleeds into the other lanes.
It's
pretty
true,
hard with
it's
the
true.
chin, especially because you're just going to walk bottom and then suddenly Wraith King's bullied out of his lane.
There we go. They're going to go for this gank. He doesn't run uphill, so he doesn't know he's up here. It is going to be Sumail. There's going to be one raise, couple right clicks. There's going to be two raise. He will roll. It actually stuns up the next assassin. There's the third raise. Sumail hits it. Will they chase after Schofield? He will get the boulder kick. Do we have raises? We do. The medium raise will be up right now, as well as the long raise in one. There's a right click. There's a raise. It actually
Sumail!
misses.
I already got 1,000. Whatever.
Yep. Wow. And some mistakes, right? And this is the whole thing. You just been ganking middle over and over. As you said, like the tiltometer is a real thing, and
It is.
you don't expect Sumail to miss those. A good juke as well by Schofield. He's been playing fantastically, just going middle.
Seriously, the I don't even know how to explain it. Like the instinctual skill, right, of like how people position. Even when Chris Luck was trying to escape before in the bottom river, how he like runs to like left side to escape the life stealer, Torrents on top of himself to go to try and like just these little micro decisions. It's instinct. Like you don't really know how to explain it, but you play enough Dota and all of a sudden you just kind of get a feel for those little jukes.
And once again, Whisper is the leader of net worth early, almost 500 above everyone else, going for that Midas again.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, it's a different game, right? But I think it'll actually be more effective here because he has the Wraith King instead of the Huskar. So
Wraith King's an incredible recovery hero too. Yeah, they slowed him down a bit, and his Radiance ain't gonna be at the 15-minute mark we saw the other times. Trying to pop the Wraith King ulti, but not gonna be successful
Didn't
here.
want to fully commit. Doesn't know where is Schofield. This guy has been everywhere.
He does only have 1 point in the crit on Wraith King so far, so not going to have enough skeletons to jungle really efficiently. Had to level the stun to 3 for the lane, but he is going to go back for max crit now.
We got 3 heroes run up top. S4 needs to be a little bit careful. Will just stun away.
They have a lot of ways to kill this Sand King. Kind of interesting that he picked it here. Was that a third pick Slardar or a fourth?
third pick.
It was
Third
yes.
pick. So they did pick the Sand King into the Slardar.
Crit. We'll avoid the Torrents. This is going to be runes coming up. 2 top going separately. Over on this side, Arteezy. He's going to look for Stinger because Stinger actually stole it from him. And well, they might get that rune, but we still have a fight going on bottom. There's going to be an X crit. He could be in a little bit of trouble. Bo will end up hitting Schofield here. Gets a nice double stun with that positioning. Can they even get the Earth Spirit? They sure can. Stun a little bit late from Fly Centaurs on the other side. Whisper running after S4. Oh my lord. Chris Luck is chunking him down right now with these Tidebringers once again. Here comes an A-Blast as well. He almost gets the double raise on Whisper, but he won't in a double torrent. Chris Luck.
He's so
They're going to turn
fast.
around again. Schofield, he's already used his stun, but he doesn't need it. And look at that. Chris Luck with a triple kill early in the A-Blast ends up bringing the Chen down, but crit on the backside. He gets 1 return kill, but dude, Chris Luck just hit multiple Tidebringers, torrents, and a boat.
Can I say these Nix and Pales are insane?
Yeah.
Schofield's playing out of his mind.
He's hit like
positioning is
at
nuts.
least 2
Yes.
heroes. Like that time he had to walk specifically to the right, like kind of on top of the other hero to hit both.
And he hit both Centaurs as well.
Oh my
Schofield
gosh.
is one of the Peruvian players though that's like kind of always been solid, right?
And he's an OG. He's been around for a long time.
Forever, literally forever. And not to mention, he's always like I've never seen him throw a game.
Yeah.
I know he's always trying to field a good roster.
You see right here, watch Schofield, runs behind him, stuns, gets the Centaur, both
Interrupts
heroes.
the Centaur stun.
So good. And that's why I said Fly a little late on it, because Schofield made him late. And look at the damage. Just so much.
He's really good at his carapace timing. He's making Sumail have to hesitate on his raises.
He holds it for like that quarter of a second. Like the thing is, it gets into your head.
That's right here.
Yeah.
Then right when he's about to raise, he
Yeah.
then carapaces, and you're like, oh, am I supposed to raise?
Because there's a Arteezy just down here in a creep with 3 heroes surrounding him right now.
Yeah, they went on.
But they're going, oh my goodness, Whisper. They didn't expect this to come out. There will be another A blast. Whisper gets a nice double stun, but he still will go down.
Yeah, they went on him underneath their own tower. Arteezy was diving past it, and he was forced to infest defensively. So they chose to go after him after knowing he was going to be in the creep for so long, and EG basically accepted that as, hey, we know you're sitting here for 45 seconds.
They're going to go for this tower right now, it seems. I don't think you can defend this if you're Radiant. They are rotating a couple of heroes down. Chris Luck actually has an Invis rune now. He's going Shadow Blade. He could buy it now. He has 3,000 gold, by the way. Doesn't look like he's getting it quite yet. Maybe still thinking of the Radiance?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Fly. Will get X. Here comes the boat as well. As 4 stuns into it. That's going to be a nice carapace, so the boat hits on both of them. No one taking that much damage quite yet, though. Arteezy's still pretty strong. Chris Luck actually just going to get run at here with that boat, the rum. But he's just going to get right-clicked down eventually.
AG bring 5 and Infamous only with 4 because why? That's right, Hector top.
And you know Infamous is going to do this. I mean, even Infamous knows he's going to do that. Like, they're not expecting him. There will be the Vendetta hit plus the stun. Carapace won't hit on anything. Crit will get slowed down a little bit, but Schofield goes down, and now EG, they are upping the tempo right now.
We talked about, like, literally by the book what we discussed yesterday, dealing with Infamous, specifically Hector. You pressure him in the laning phase, slow down his item progression, and then you ignore him and you start just taking over the map and punishing the other 4 heroes that want to fight you, that kind of have to get involved so that they can defend their area of the map and objectives, but it's 4 on 5, and if EG are 5, they're going to consistently win these fights.
He just TP'd from the hard camp top to his own shrine top.
Yeah.
As you said,
it's efficient.
The little things, the efficiency, and the thing is, as long as your team knows that, right? You probably should never try this in a pub game because your team will hate you forever.
Yeah.
But if your team knows what you're doing, then you're good. Can he do this?
Yeah, he can, as long as you kill the big one first. The skeletons are insane, man.
Yeah.
A lot
taking damage.
We do see a Midas coming on Whisper as well, so they've got these gold. I mean, Chris Luck's still in first place in the net worth with Hector right there behind him. They are technically down gold, but it's very, very even. I love just watching him clear these. Torrents even help. Halberd coming out.
You were talking about Kunga potentially going Radiance, and that's definitely not happening when you got Hector on your team.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Should have thought of that. BSJ, you got to chime in there, baby.
Yeah,
you're on Hector duty. You know that.
I heard you talking about somebody else going Radiance, and I was just watching the Great King jungle, and I was...
it like was in the back of your head. You're like, wait a minute.
Mesmerized.
2 minutes later, wait a minute.
I heard Radiance. Snap out of it.
I like it just because they have now some form of damage mitigation. Last game, Infamous pretty much full aggro. This time, you know,
I want to see the AC
utility.
Kunkka so that the Wraith King can go Mjolnir or something else instead. Maybe even just the Abyssal. It allows for the Wraith King to skip that item, and even though it's a nice item for Wraith King, Kunkka, what else are you really going to build? I don't think you want to go like this crit Kunkka build.
Does he go for the rune? Looks like he might, but he's going to roll past it. Nice job by Stinger. Now he's going to go on him, though. Has the urn, has another roll. Just going to hit him. Here comes one raise to steal the kill. Nope, raise and a right click.
He's already got 1,000. You don't have to give it to him, crit.
And Sumail is actually just going for this more standard SF build. Treads, drums, BKB.
I just realized how farmed everyone is in like both these last games, right? Like just every core is getting farms and on both teams, like all 6 cores it feels like.
This is the Americas.
There's going to be a stun. Here we go. There's going to be the boat. It will hit onto 4 of them, but Chris Luck, he's all alone. He's going to try to TP out. There's no way. And oh my goodness, in the middle of 4 of them.
What?
Look, I'm telling you, man,
That's
these guys
hilarious.
can play. Infamous, they can play some Dota 2, folks. Individual skills kind of off the charts right now. It's like they're all playing to to make you look bad too, right? But they have discipline that traditionally South America as a region has lacked.
They're going for this tower. There's going to be a heal coming out. Chen gonna get run out. Whisper almost one-shotting him with that corrosive haze. They do end up getting the tower, and I'm sure Fly's like, worth it.
Did he go blink? He went BKB first, yeah. I liked the decision to get the blink this time because it really felt like, you know, they had all those BKBs, but they couldn't force the fights, whereas now you're going to have this blink Slardar playing off the vision of the Nyx, and you've got crazy high follow-up from the Kunkka. You're going to have a Radiance on the Wraith King pretty soon. You're going to have a hell of a power spike once Hector's online and ready to rock and roll.
As you said, Radiance for both. There's going to be a lifesteal and a Wraith King, but the Wraith King is 1,000 gold ahead towards that Radiance.
I'm telling you, last
There's
game when you're
power.
playing Huskar, there's just no point in the game where you're say, "This is my time."
I'm the king of this game.
Yeah, in this game, he is the king.
Yes.
Once he gets his items, but of course, like that is going to happen. And despite slowing him down, as you said, Kyle, they did that.
Yeah.
But will it be enough? Like he's gonna have an 18-minute Radiance-ish? Nah, maybe 19. And Wraith King just accelerates so quickly.
Oh, that's going to be 18 minutes, I think.
Yeah, you just farm so fast with the skeletons plus the hero itself. That's the big deal about what changed about Wraith King. He used to have no tower pressure and no basically wait a flash farm to get to that first
Dude,
item.
look, he leaves the little creeps so that the skeletons will kill it, and he can get to, like...
I could watch him for days just run around the map
BSJ
farming.
is literally
Dude,
just
I'm with you,
him.
BSJ. If this was my own stream, I would be too. I'm just like, this is amazing. And they are currently up 1,000 gold. Middle lane crit will get initiate on. Ooh, does miss the torrent though. Probably would have been a pretty easy kill with the A blast flying in, but crit defending that tower for now.
I need to get this loser spray. Like I have it. I need to like equip it. People using it's pretty funny.
Dude, everyone's using it this tournament now. I think the first one person saw, they're like, dude, we got to start using this. You see a skeleton still farming up around 18 minutes in, and he does have the Radiance flying out now.
If only that
So
Crybaby
quick.
was all chat against Arteezy, it would be even better.
It's a shame.
He does have 3,000 gold on Slardar, so even though he had the blink queued up, he has not chosen to buy it just yet.
I mean, the game slowed down a little bit as
He
well.
took the health regen again.
Really?
Oh, Dust gets popped. I believe that might have been.
Wait.
I think that was a misclick. They wanted to smoke there, right? He just threw a Dust out of nowhere.
It is kind of nice. Like, you really always are on map with that much. You have, like, plus 10 plus thanks to your innate strength as well.
It's true.
So...
It's just interesting.
Here we go. They have one. There's going to be initiation. S4 stuns on Order. There's
He
going to
has
be an
the
AA
Radiance.
blast. It will hit onto S4. The Radiance is there. Hector will even lose his first life. He's not even losing that yet. You try to take the fight to Hector. He doesn't care. There's going to be a Spirit Vessel. Hector attacks a creep once.
X and 3.
We're going to look. There's going to be a kick away. Can Crit somehow make it out? He will just roll away, and he'll make it. But
Yeah. Of all the heroes to go for, I don't think that's the one.
You just can't afford to like all in commit to him. That's why they didn't kill him the first time. They can't afford to. They'll all die if they bring him down. The slow is going to be enough to provide his team with a chase.
Haven't we seen this before? Like, we've actually... Wasn't this the game yesterday where we had Hector Wraith King versus a Lifestealer? They both went Midas Radiance. And Hector
he's just always
was a
way
little ahead. Yeah. And then...
Boom.
He was like 25k to 15k at a point.
And already, look at, he is almost he's 2,000 up right now.
I hope he doesn't go Blade Mail. I'm not a huge fan of Blade Mail against Lifestealer specifically. The open wounds mitigates 50% of it to the entire team.
Yeah.
We'll see if he goes for it. I don't hate it. He does go for it. I'm never going to question Hector's items. I personally just don't like it against
There's going to be initiation. Whisper is getting run at. There's going to be a net from the Chen creep, and pretty easy kill there. That is a 5-hero commitment, and you know on the other side, the Wraith King will just be farming.
It's really good against SF SK, though.
It is.
And it's a little bit of plus armor, which is nice when you consider you're playing against the SF and Lifestealer.
He did build it yesterday against the Sand King.
Yeah.
Just walked into the Sandstorm and Blade Mailed.
Oh, they're trying to get these skeletons. They want him to stop farming with them.
Bounty runes, 2 for 2.
That will be Chris Luck getting both tubs, you say. Arteezy getting both bottom.
This is a dangerous place for EG to fight, though. I don't know if you want to commit too hard onto this tier 1 with Hector just standing on top of it and the rest of the team rotating around. Whisper up in 10 seconds.
Yep, with Blade Mail especially now.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. They do just want to get this tower. Hector thinks about getting the deny, but doesn't want to risk it. Oh, Frost Mage will go down. Doesn't even get the next armor off. Chris Luck, he's looking. He's very tanky, by the way.
Here they come.
2.6k, they're running in. That's going to be a stun in by S4. Chris Luck, he can't get his boat because he is stunned. Nice 4-step away. He will be able to get his boat up now. Will it be enough, though? Whisper comes in, gets first hit match on Arteezy because time it now. There will be Hector. He still hasn't died yet. He's just right-clicking S4. Will finally go down on the backside. Stinger's dying. Sumail's just right-clicking everyone. He has his BKB, but it already has been used. S4 will try to rotate out. Chris Luck dies as well. And EG, they're winning this fight. They find Schofield as well. He has a Carapace up in... Well, couldn't get it off quite in time.
Yep.
And it looked like an okay fight there for Infamous. Well,
Yeah.
break it down for me. What just happened
I
there?
mean, Slardar no Blink Dagger, right? And they initiated on the hero that you want to be going for, which is the Kunkka. He didn't get the boat off, to your point, until the
very
fight
end.
had really just ended for him. And again, no Blink Whisper. I feel like if he almost had BKB.
200 gold off 2 different BKBs.
Yeah,
By the way,
exactly.
on Kunkka as well.
Yeah, it's just the tower already died, right? If you're Infamous, you shouldn't really be sticking around unless you want to fight on your objective. Once it dies, it always feels so demoralizing because your supports naturally are going to be like, all right, well, like, there's nothing more for us here. Like, we got other stuff to do. And then all of a sudden, you're initiated on. So, good awareness by EG just to go for that key target before the immunity's picked up.
I would say until Wraith King has BKB, he's only as strong as his team. I mentioned that yesterday. And
Yeah.
eventually in the game, it didn't matter how strong his team was because he had twice the net worth of the second highest hero. But at this stage in the game, they were able to control him and ignore him for the most part while picking his team apart. And since they were so close to 2 different BKBs, their other 2 cores were just low impact. You know, no better way to put it. And now I think that fights will go quite differently for them if the Kunkka and Slardar can kind of play around the Wraith King while he's getting controlled. Suddenly it's not so easy for EG anymore, I think.
What do you like? Do you like this Earth Spirit? He goes Spirit Vessel, and it looks like he's going Lotus Orb next because he had the BKB queued up, but he bought the Arcane
I think
boots,
Lotus
so.
Orb is insane against Slardar.
You need it.
It's
really
just
good against AA too.
Yeah. And the Wraith King. Any stuns, any single target stuns.
Just hurts. You don't expect it, right? You're just like, oh, I just got Lotus. All right.
It just makes it easier if you are playing a hero like Lifestealer to run into fights. That's what I think about it. It makes it so much easier for your cores to play the game.
It's a
That's
really,
though.
really risky item on Sumail. I like it in this scenario, but you've got to be careful because you fall off so hard as Deso SF if you die a couple times and lose a fight here and there. Because your damage output is insane, but you're so squishy now.
It helps them secure Roche a little bit. It is good against Kunkka and the Slardar. They have these strength cores that have very low armor. Yeah, they all build phase boost, but the Desolator effectively cancels that out. So all of them are going to sit at about 0 armor if you include the presence of the Dark Lord plus the Desolator.
They did smoke up on EG, but didn't find anyone. Got a ward down bottom.
At 0 armor Kunkka, it's going to be 3 armor on the Slardar and also 3 armor on the Wraith King if they get hit by the Desolator.
Doesn't feel very good when you're supposed to be a reasonably high armor hero.
Yeah, but once they get these armor items, once they get maybe AC on somebody, then maybe a medallion or a solar, that Deso falls off like Kyle said. The way armor is calculated, minus armor is much more impactful percentage-wise amp if they have less armor.
Yep. Minus armor gets far more valuable the closer you get to 0.
Yeah.
But plus armor is just 5% EHP against physical damage per point.
Yeah.
Someone else did the math. I promise it's right.
Basically what happens
believe
is
you.
go from taking 80% to 100% instead of 100% to like 130%.
Oh.
Which means you're amping it by a less percent, whatever. I'm not going to bother. It's better. Minus armor is better when they have less armor. That's all, like you said. We'll TLDR.
Thank you.
They do have bounty runes coming out in 40 seconds. Infamous kind of threatening the Roshan with the Slardar, just trying to make EG react to what they're doing. They're not necessarily trying to force anything. They do get the carapace. Oh, they didn't choose to go for the stun. Interesting.
We will get Axe, but Rage. See you later.
All of EG was missing, so maybe they were scared of the smoke behind turnaround there. But I feel like if they went for that, it would have worked out just because they would have had to make a ballsy call. So I don't mind them kind of playing it safe there.
I like how Fly just decided boots just aren't an item on his Chen. Last game didn't get him. This game, he just brings 5 sentry wards, doesn't care about the boots.
Honestly, what
does it do?
You're limited by the move speed of your creeps.
Oh,
right?
we are going to see. There's going to be a kick away. Crit wants to get that rune, but Stinger's the one who actually picks it up. Will be X. The boat is going to hit. Whisper is going to get the kill. They're looking for more. And Fly goes down as well. You're definitely not running away if there's a Wraith King on top of you.
That should be a Roche. They have Slardar.
There are buyback. Do you think about buying back on this Earth Spirit?
Is it enough to shut down the Roche? We'll
Well,
see.
Earth Spirit will buy back. Chen, he buys back as well.
Okay,
Still has
that's
the
enough.
ulti.
And they have the Wraith King aura. You have to bring everybody because they're not going to be low.
Whoa, middle lane. Stun will fly out. It is Sandy. He gets X'd again. They throw a Sentry Ward down. A nice position. Here comes the A-Blast. It's going to fly to the back line. It won't actually hit onto anyone, but there's going to be another bash. Earth Spirit taking a ton of damage, and that's a dieback. Sand King's going to buy back as well. They're throwing a lot of bodies, and Hector, he doesn't care. He has a second life already. He is taking a ton of damage right now, but Lifestealer actually does get bashed up by Whisper. Now there's going to be a Torrent. He gets thrown into the air. He goes down. There's going to be an ulti from Sumail, but it doesn't do anything. Chris Lux BKB'd, and there's going to be the first life of Hector. They finally stun forward, but this is not a good look for EG. They're all falling right now. Fly just bought back as well, and guess what? He's going down.
I know you want to defend the Roche, but you don't want to fight EG. And now S4's going to die
That's
back.
a dieback. And Whisper, one more, and that's a bash. Chris Luck, triple kill.
God.
I don't want to say, is this game just over? But you just gave up a Roche and
7
9K
kills?
gold or so?
This is the beginning. Look at the net worth of Hector. You know, you need the Monka S.
Look at
graph
the, I'm
coming-
telling you, look at the EXP change. Not even the gold. 9,000 EXP is
You know why?
crazy.
It's because comeback mechanics were changed to severely edit the way gold was counted, but experience is still pretty much pre-nerf. So when you're behind in experience and you kill high-level heroes, everybody, it's like a crash course, man. You're like just down. It's like the Matrix.
And you see it again.
in learning.
The big pickup on S4 first. Even without the A blast, it didn't actually hit anyone, and they didn't even need it.
Once they get that BKB, though, we said, if you look at the BKB piercing damage from both teams, you have the SF with a Deso.
You can see right there, right? Like, you can't go toe-to-toe with Wraith King. He's like trying to, you can't do that, right?
Yeah. You have the SF Deso. On the other side, you have A Blast, which goes to BKB. You have Slardar Amp as well as the just physical damage Slardar offers. And then he amps up the rest of the physical damage. You have the Kunkka Tidebringer, the Wraith King right clicks. There's so much more BKB piercing damage on Infamous that suddenly when both teams have magic immunity and they're running at each other, as Kyle says, everyone throwing out their abilities, I feel like Infamous is just easily takes these fights.
Yep.
And I feel as if Schofield has the most impact I ever see on a hero when he has one item.
Yep.
Like he's had some game-saving force devs and just so many stuns being thrown out. The Sand King, we said, it was a hard Sand King game. He blew up at the start of the fight, blew up again when he came back into it.
Yep. It's really just a weird pick under the circumstances because it's just the problem with Sand King is you just can't itemize properly, right? If he's tied here, he's got Vlad Solar Crest, but he's Sand King, which means he has Veil Blink. It's not nearly the same game impact both for himself and for his allies. And as soon as his AC finishes on Hector, right, all of a sudden that Sumail Deso, that's the minus armor disappears.
That item doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
It's a waste of a slot, to be honest, at that point.
Oh, look at this, the TP out, but he still gets the CS with the raid.
Oh, well, crit. Just going to get out. Looks like they all want to get out.
It's beautiful.
Kunkka getting close to that level 20 as well, and it seems they're just moving along. He's going Daedalus. He went the Demon Edge before Crystallis.
Yeah. And looking at the AA pick, I like even more, because look at Infamous, like the talents, right? 8 health regen on the Slardar, 12 on the Kunkka. These guys are always on map. They're always trying to play aggressive. AA does kind of counter their entire play style.
Yep, then they are now going to have the full AC done on Wraith King. Kunkka still has the Aegis. Like you said, he almost has the Daedalus. They just have so much beefiness on Infamous, and you have an SF core. And I said, he eventually becomes paper.
Yep. He is.
I think he's at that. He's at the loose leaf right now.
Exactly.
Blade Melt. What's he sitting at? He's currently at 33 armor.
Going for that Silver
Oh,
Edge.
you're going high ground, guys.
Why not?
It's go time. EG, you've got to get some crazy
White
strong
skeletons
initiation.
wrong way, my friends. He'll just pop the Blade Melt prematurely. Doesn't want to get hit too much. Penance goes down. Ton of damage done to the tower. Continuing to look at the skeletons. They do so much damage. Chris Luck even gets middle tower as well. Just gonna back up for now.
Oh my god.
There's the Daedalus. 29 minutes in. Chris Luck's almost the second. He's almost more farm than Arteezy now.
If you pull up the items, like EG, they don't have that same team fight presence as they did the previous game. There's so much armor missing on their draft now.
Yep.
No Vlads, no AC, no Medallion. Do they have Medallion even?
No. They went pipe on Sand King, by the way.
What?
Uh-oh, Arteezy.
Jesus.
He's by himself right now.
He is a dunzo unless he can infest a creep.
What will he do? He's juking left, he's
Turn
juking
radiance
right.
off.
We have another one as well. The Carapace will be there. X in the boat. He does
He didn't
invest
turn the radiance
into a
off.
creep.
He didn't turn the radiance off.
Now he has to run away. He knew that as well, BSJ. Right when you said it, they're just going to find him.
if he doesn't
goes
get the
for the TP. Where is that? Oh, Chris Luck drops the hammer actually on him. The tips come out.
Yeah.
Dude, Arteezy's flustered. He not only had to turn the radiance off to infest a creep, but also to not get Nick's Carapace as he's running away. And he got Nick's Carapace and still did not turn off the radiance. And he would have lived there if he turned off the radiance because the creep wave was underneath the tower for Dire side, so the radiant creep wave would have lived for a really long time.
Now we have a blink dagger on Schofield. He's been hitting some crazy stuns even without, and now he can just always get in
Dude,
position.
and this is, again, like the biggest change here is that the AA is on Infamous, so it really shouldn't buy a pipe on Sand King either way, but there's so much magic damage threat just thanks to the Radiance plus AA that you think you need it.
X plus Torrent. Get it go out pretty earlier. Chris Luck, he's tanking up all the damage right now. There will be a stun back by S4, but he does go outside of the sandstorm.
Yeah.
Here comes the boat right now. Is S4 just going to go down if the boat hits? No, the boat doesn't hit. Pulls him back a little bit late. There will be the kick forward. Hector, he doesn't even care right now. He's just right-clicking it. Even with that Spirit Vessel, he knows he has an unlife. AA Blast actually going to fly in. Who will it hit? It hits on the two of them. Fly going to take a lot of damage. Sumail, another miss by Chris Luck. If you're in a losing game, maybe you feel a little bit worse about that, but luckily you're up by 14K. And they get the range Drax easily. Carapace goes off. He blinks. tries to get out. S4 gets a nice double stun. Hector will go down. Everyone gets slowed. They're going to look for Chris Luck. He has a BKB, but he also has the Aegis. They both have 2 lives. Oh my,
it faded, it
Sumail
faded.
drops so much. Chris Luck does go down. It instantly drops. Where'd the Aegis go? He's going to roll forward now. Will they find him? Schofield taking a lot of damage. Oh, never mind. Arteezy is taking a lot of damage. Hector, he is leading the way to victory right now. They just can't get past him. He is too big of a body. They won't get the racks. The skeletons don't bring it down. That's a melee racks. It will heal up.
Finish it.
Fly, deny it. You won't.
He has his ultimate in 5 seconds on Wraith King.
Oh my god.
He's going to run for it. Throws out the stun. Will be able to burrow strike away. Melee barracks gets right click down. And we're seeing the power. Like we said, EG may have won game 1, but it was very even. Just like this one. It was one big team fight middle into this snowball.
It's just so weird to me. Like, they had a great read on what Infamous wanted to do. Their movement, their itemization, everything just dealt with the Infamous lineup until they were in a position to win the game. It's as if they forgot all that. Like, when you play against Slardar, buy armor. It's 3 raw, high physical damage cores on the enemy team, and you just don't have the team fight items. It's 33 minutes into the game, Grant.
Part of that has to do with the Sand King pick. That hero doesn't want to do that. Straight up, what if you go Legion Commander, for instance? A hero that's going to have a cleanse, plus you just buy, like, Solar Crest and a Vlad's as a Legion. Like, you just buy
Sand King is not good against Slardar.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not good against Nyx either. And it's not good against... It's really just a bad pick.
I'm saying you could have gone like a Baden or Legion. Some hero that naturally purges it as well as buys these items comfortably. As you mentioned, Sand King doesn't want Solar Crest Vlad's. You can't play the game that way.
Deja Vu or what? 26K?
I was just about to say that. They've got the 11,000. No, it is about 10,000 exactly. Hector above Arteezy.
Got that one last Midas usage before he sells it for the Silver Edge. The value.
Or, you see him. He puts it in the backpack.
He's
Some of
gonna
the
sell
skeletons and get rid of this. I no longer require your assistance. Silver Edge plus 1,700 gold. Going MKB next.
Infamous expertly adjusted to the draft problems in the first game where EG set up this way that they couldn't pick Wraith King. I think last game they said, wow, you picked Lifestealer, then Tide. Wraith King sucks here. And then they just banned Tide, picked A the first round, and suddenly the game just feels really easy.
Isn't this like our big gripe with EG and their way they approach drafting? Like, they literally open the first 3 heroes. Infamous, they do something similar, but with the tweaks designed to exploit the
designed
EG
not
draft.
to lose to the same thing
Yeah,
twice in a row.
exactly.
Yeah. I'm surprised when I see this kind of stuff in the draft because when they picked that 3rd pick Lifestealer, I said it looked a lot less intimidating this game than it did last.
Because the AA as well.
Yeah, and it's just confusing to me that I can see that, and do they just not respect Infamous? Do they not know anything better?
They definitely respect them. I think it's just, you trust in what worked for you, right?
Yeah, it felt like, I mean, you buy the Death on the Shadow Fiend too, right? Aren't you just trying to out-tempo them and you just didn't at a certain point?
Yeah. In reality, it's that same, like, really, Infamous got the fight, right?
Hector.
They didn't get in the first game. This time they do. They kill 7. They get Roche. That's what really changes this game. Maybe EG, they win that fight. They get the Roche. All of a sudden, we were singing a different tune.
That's an MKB, by the way, on Kunkka. He's an MKB Daedalus. Also, they just sniped the Courier and got 4 bounty runes. This gold lead is just going farther and farther up. 23K now for Infamous.
Oh, baby.
And there it is,
dude,
the puddle boy.
Muddle in the puddle, baby.
Yeah.
How much is it? 12 armor, 25 HP regen, and 40% status resistance?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Aren't you reading it right now?
I was guessing the numbers. No, 35 HP regen. They buffed that. So, yeah, 12 armor, 35 HP regen, 40% status
That
resistance.
status resistance is pretty nuts.
I think Ags like Slardars are insanely cool by Ice Frog here because I think Slardar's main issue as the game went on was becoming a blink, crush, die hero.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the Ags addresses. And I love when they add these items that make it so a hero's late game issues can be addressed with items.
I'm not sure that it's balanced, though.
It's pretty
It's
broken.
a lot of armor. It's 35 armor.
No, 35 HP regen, 12 armor.
Okay.
It's not that much armor, but it's, I mean, it is still a plate mail
That's
effectively.
a lot.
Yeah, it is. No, it's very good. I don't know if
Whisper?
it's balanced. I'm just saying it's a good
Will
idea.
get veiled. Oh, no,
You're
the roll
not
isn't
killing
long
him.
enough. And
You
yeah,
are not
Whisper,
killing him.
he has all the armor and HP regen. They will try to roll elsewhere. S4's in a lot of trouble. Here comes the boat. He's going to get cold feet frozen. Hasn't died quite yet. Finally will go down. Chris Luck has popped the BKB, trying to square up against Arteezy. Bottom lane, though, it's just Purple is trying to take down Raxes. His team's getting run after, and this looks like it's going to be a kill on Slardar. He does end up going down. Schofield get to try to run away. You are losing your entire set of racks bottom right now, by the way. They're trying to defend it. Let's see. He's just going to BKB. I know we're missing a kill.
Wow.
He is going to get it. Ooh, skeletons pick it off.
Of course.
They get
Oh,
Schofield.
long TP.
They're going.
Oh,
Stinger's
he
there.
could burrow strike them. Oh my God.
And
Hector
meanwhile,
had a
they're
long
looking
TP.
for Whisper, who has bought back. He does get disarmed, has the puddle. He's moving around pretty quick. There's going to be a stuck right from Hector.
Oh my
He still has the ulti, and Sumail just instantly gets blown up. These buybacks plus the racks bottom, sealing the deal possibly on EG right now. AA Blast could give him some vision if they find him, but Arteezy goes to the right. Over there, Crit gets brought down. They have the X. Oh, Arteezy, you're not getting out of here.
That's it.
And it's a kill.
1,250 damage crit. He could have burrow striked Hector, by the way. It was a 5-second TP to the shrine because somebody had already bought back and TP'd to the shrine.
Did he just...
And he just didn't see it because he was silver edged.
Okay.
So he didn't realize until you saw it, like a quarter second after. He's like, oh shit, and then tries to stun him and it doesn't work.
Instead, with that TP going through, they all buy back. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the OG of last year, right? Like, whatever, we died. We're just going to buy back and win the fight because you used everything.
I mean, that's a sick play by Hector, to be honest. The fact that he chose not to show up to that fight, knowing he can get the racks. They didn't have fortification.
This
He has
is
the
backdoor
BKB to
protection,
TP
by the
out.
way. They
Yeah.
just don't care. You have the skeletons.
AC.
That's one of the benefits as well of the Shadow Blade, because you can play alone on the map as a Wraith King far more effectively than with a Blink Dagger, really anything. A lot of Wraith Kings are just skipping the mobility item entirely, but Hector consistently finishing his build with the edge.
Well, a lot of times Wraith Kings will go for this mid-game Blink Dagger, and the fact is Hector wants to be the hardest scaling hero in the game, and you don't scale that well with a Blink.
It's not slot efficient,
Yeah.
it's not gold efficient, and it doesn't make you farm faster.
It doesn't make you do more deeps, Kyle.
Yep.
Wraith King, as we've seen, he loves getting the Blade Mills and Midases. He's not afraid to just sell them. Sells the Blade Mill for the MKB. Has 5K. Are you just looking at, like, would you rather have a Moon Shard or an Ag Sim?
I would probably say, I'd say Ags this game specifically. You have a lot of heroes that if they have that extra 5 or 6 seconds to cast their spells, is it 7 seconds? Yeah, 7 seconds.
Or even just Chris Luck getting another Tidebringer crit?
There's a lot of damage that can be done in that short amount of time.
Assuming this game ends with an Infamous victory, as we can expect, that means that one series still behind EG who only play this series today. So they're going to end at 6-6.
With Infamous at 5-5.
With 4 games to play. Infamous at 5-5 with 6 games to play.
Pretty damn even. Crazy stuff.
This is a must-win game for them. Man,
And they are winning it.
They just shook off that first game and
Like nothing.
like literally they're the same team. Like these guys are the real deal, and I'm really excited to see them. I'd love them in the upper bracket, honestly.
Oh, and here we go. The last fight is going to happen. Hector just popped the BKB. There's going to be a torn. It actually hits on 2. There's the A-Blast. Hits on 2 as well. They're just going to right-click them all down. Arteezy is going to try to run back to the fountain. He will make it. Can't heal up quite yet because the AA. There's going to be a stun from Schofield. Perfectly timed. Down goes Sumail. Crit. X to back. He's going to get torrented, and this is looking to be the end of the game. They're now going to end, and there's the GGs called by Evil
items,
Geniuses.
baby.
The classic by Schofield. Damn. Items on the ground. Wait, Stinger, he's picking up a couple of them. And a simply amazingly well-played game from Infamous. EG, I mean, these looked like very similar games, right? There was one big fight, and all of a sudden stuff changes. You let Hector just start farming, and what are you going to do?
I want to be fair to EG because really, like, we can